Good. Hey, John.
Hello.
Nice to see your face again.
Oh, you too. How are you?
Yeah, good. Very good. Very good. A quick business, Vasily. Tomorrow night I'm starting a new Monday night section. I'm going to keep the same numbers I did for the Tuesday night section, which used to be the Monday night section.
Okay.
Tomorrow, so I need a new set of numbers for tomorrow night.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll
and
send it out.
we start at 6:30, and the writing class, just keep that chain going because I'm not taking a week off. I've already got 3 students in the writing class for the
You mean the Wednesday one?
the Wednesday one. Yeah. What's the
Okay.
matter? That's just going to
No,
continue.
I have something engaging, but I hope I can make that time back home. If not, I'm gonna do it on my phone then. But
Yeah.
all right.
Okay, but it'll be the same numbers for the last Wednesday night, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Cool.
Is that Monday night class going to happen on December 28th as well?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because no, I have a doctor's appointment that night, and Vasily was going to drive me into the city. And what is it? Another 6:30 thing class?
It's a 6:30. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
We'll figure it out.
All
Don't
right.
worry.
I've been thinking of changing the appointment to earlier anyway, because I don't know what's going to happen with the virus, and if it gets worse, I won't
Ugh.
be able to see my endocrinologist, and I want to catch him before we get locked down again.
Yeah, my GP canceled all her face-to-face meetings. I was supposed to have a face-to-face with my. She canceled it. So
Okay.
yeah. So
Even
Yeah, I
face
mean-
to face. Huh.
yeah. I mean, not on Zoom. On in the office. She wanted me to come in for blood tests and stuff because I haven't had them in 2 years. So, but she canceled that. So.
She can, my endocrinologist gives me the forms, and then I go to Quest Diagnostics and have the blood tests, and then they send them to the doctor, and then
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, that's a good idea. I could suggest that to her because, she usually does it in her office, and then sends it. I guess I don't know how
Right.
that works. Hey, James.
What's up, beautiful?
Oh. You're just saying that because my hair's getting so long now.
Yeah.
I bet you say that to all the acting teachers.
Yeah, that's right. Just
Well,
my hip.
I try that out and see how it goes.
Good. Here comes Cindy, I hope. I think. Wait, yes, no, maybe. Hope she's okay.
It's
I,
Cindy.
I
yeah.
rehearsed with her today. She was okay.
Oh, yeah? Good.
Hi, Mel.
There's she.
Hi, James. Hi, everyone.
Hey, look at
Look at her, she's glowing.
Turn this thing on. It's my friend's laptop.
Oh, yeah? Oh, very nice.
Here's the link.
It looks like you've just got the glow of the screen on your face because you're sort of ghostly blue.
I'm still blue, yeah. I don't have any lights above me yet. I have to buy some bulbs.
And you look like you just got back from vacation. You look so refreshed and
Well, you can
No, makeup is a wonderful thing. And actually, Mel now taught me how to use the enhanced for appearance on my phone, so I don't look dead anymore.
I'm sorry I missed the Edward Scissorhands look.
No.
No, you're not, Bill. No, you're not.
Why? Did you see it, Mel?
Oh, I did. I did. I didn't see the worst.
Yeah,
Okay.
she did the first one. She saw me earlier today, which was sort of about a third of that. But you know how when you sweat all over your head and it sticks to your clothes and then you don't feel like getting up to get, the brush and then you move up and down and it keeps overlapping itself till it was kind of like Larry in the Three Stooges. It took
It's my-
2 hours to comb it out. I mean, I lost a lot.
Well, you look very good,
Yeah,
even in the blue light, and we're so sorry what you had to go through. And oh my God, just,
She's still going through it.
yeah.
I've got 3 more days of the antibiotic. I don't know what it's going to say then.
But how do you feel though? I mean, that's what you should really sort of go by, right?
What?
How do you feel? I mean, I can usually tell whether I'm going the right direction by, sort of internally connecting with who I am. So do you
Oh,
feel
no.
like it's getting better?
Yeah, I'm going the right direction. The problem is I walk a flight of stairs, I gotta lie down for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Because the pulse is racing,
Yeah.
the breathing is racing, and
Well, I'm sure that's going to be for a couple more weeks, I would imagine, right? From at least the people that I've talked to.
well, different people. Some people have it for 3 days.
Everybody has it different. I've got a friend of mine who's what they call a long hauler. So
Yeah, it's been a month for me.
yeah, wow. Well, anyway, welcome back, everybody. Nice to see you all together. It's great. Yeah,
No, I'm just missing.
No, she's here.
there she
Oh,
is.
I'm sorry.
I have my glasses on tonight.
She has-
I have to scroll. I'm looking on the top, and there's only 4 on the top.
She looks she looks like she has her intellectual look going tonight, doesn't she?
Fooled you.
We should probably figure out what character to use those glasses for, because they definitely leave an impression,
Yeah.
you know? No, it's not a bad impression. I mean,
Right.
you feel something when you look, you went, oh my God, this woman's, got her shit together.
You look like a
Yeah.
the real estate agent.
Right.
Maybe, yeah, absolutely. All right, so what we're gonna do
I
tonight,
should put my glasses on too. Now we all look very intellectual.
That's right.
Wow. Poor James and Cindy, they must feel so left out.
I'm saving it for later.
I've worn glasses since the 4th grade. I just don't have any that are up to date. They're at least 3 prescriptions behind.
So you guys, listen, I still have one slot left in tomorrow night's class and one slot left in Tuesday night's class. So if you know anybody, let me know. I can also send them a recording of the free workshop if they want to see what it's like. So if you know anybody, let me know. I still got 2 spots left.
And the Monday night is the same class as this, and the Tuesday is the solo.
No,
Wednesday solo.
well, actually, there's 3 sort of different things. It's tonight is, you're the most advanced acting class that I have. You guys are, and
You tell that to all your students, right?
No, you are. I mean, you've been together. You have a rapport. This is something that I'm trying to develop in the other classes. What I've learned from you guys is that keeping the same group together multiplies the freedom that you have as you move along, because there's a sense of support from the rest of the group, and that support is palpable. And so what I'm trying to do is to keep them together.
I want to say thanks for that. I felt very loved.
Oh, well, you are, I mean, it's true. It's very true. So then, I wanted to find a place for Eric in his class, because Eric's been trying to get back in for the last month. And so I had another student who wanted to move from Tuesday night to a Monday night. So I said, well, let me try a whole new Monday night section. And I did that free workshop to do it. And I picked up 2 more students from that free workshop. And so, not right now, I've got 5 on Monday night and 5 on Tuesday night, which are both acting by mistakes. And they're both new groups. They're both new groups putting together a new chemistry. And then Wednesday night, I got my the writing class. So Anj, if your brother's interested, I've got 3
You mean
people.
my friend, I know, I keep bugging him about it.
We start again, not this Wednesday, but the following Wednesday. So
I'll
you've
ask
got
Frank again.
right. Yeah, exactly. But I'm not taking a week off on that session. I'm just loving the solo show section too. It's a completely different kind of work, it's text work and camera work and text work and camera, so it's really interesting.
And which night is that?
That's Wednesday nights.
That's the one. So Monday and Tuesday are basically the same as this, with doing monologues and scenes and.
Yeah.
Okay, in case, because I'm thinking of letting the students know.
Oh, that'd be great, John.
And
That'd
how,
be great.
what are you charging 350, 325? What is it?
Listen, I'm giving a deal to anybody who comes in to just fill these 2 classes up. I'm giving a little bit of a discount, and I will offer them an opportunity to pay in installments if they need to.
Okay.
I'm just trying to get it full. So, but I'm happy with the way it is. And I just want to thank all of you for being so helpful in all this. You guys were my original group that I started with, and now I'm up. This is what I've always wanted. I wanted to work Sunday through Wednesday nights. and I've got 4 classes now, and I'm actually breaking even on
Yay.
a monthly.
Yay.
So it's really great, and I can't thank you guys enough, and because I know you speak so well of me. So many people tell me that when when I connect up. So it's great. Thank you. I really appreciate all of you. So
Well, you earn it.
Good.
okay, all
Well,
right.
I
So
have sent in the royalty payment, so I'm just waiting to hear back from them
oh, great.
that we can go ahead, which I don't know why we wouldn't be able to.
Why would they turn down the money
Yeah, exactly.
in the middle of all of this?
Right.
Well,
I'm
Mel, oh, go ahead, sorry.
what, Bonj?
Mel, should we send you the money yet? or-
I hold off on that for the moment.
Okay.
Let's see that
Okay.
it's gone through and we'll
Okay,
work
great.
it out.
Okay,
I'm fine.
okay.
All
We
right.
also have to figure out how we're sending the money to our tech person.
Oh, don't.
Right.
Well, I'll get with her this month. So don't worry. We've got time on that too. So, I mean, really, where you want to put your efforts is learning the lines.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm not memorized, but I have parts of them memorized because I couldn't do anything.
Cindy, I don't know why. It's one excuse after another with you.
Not really. I know. First she's sick, and then she
I
can't
know.
remember anything because
God.
she's sick. And oh my.
Believe me, guys, I would much rather be memorized and not have been sick.
Listen,
Oh,
I'm only just bringing that up to you because the more repetitions you get when you're in that really uncomfortable place of being half on book and half off book, the more reps that you get while you're in that state, the more courage you're going to have to take those reps into performance. And if it's a last minute thing that I've just learned this scene last night and it's January 8th, it'll work. I'm not saying that it won't work. And there are certainly ways to cheat, by reading. So, I mean, there's really nothing at stake, but what we initially started out to do with this project was to try to stop doing monologues and realize that we have to stay in, we have to listen with the point of view, we have to reconnect with the character, we have to know the line so well that we can do that. I mean, that's the caveat to my whole, everything that I'm trying to teach you is that you have to know what you're doing better than you've ever known it before, so you can focus on the things that I want you to focus on. Because when your primary focus is trying to remember the line, honestly, you just don't have a chance of connecting to a character. You just don't. It's not possible. So anyway, that's what that's all about for me. I'm just trying to get you guys to get to that point. So
What does reps mean?
reps mean repetitions
Oh, repetition.
of the scene, right?
Okay.
So tonight is not going to be a huge repetition situation, because what I want to try to do is to get through all those scenes that we couldn't do while Cindy was out, which we have had time to do. I want to catch her up, and then she'll know what's ahead of her. And then next week we're going to start and probably do the first third of the play. We're going to do it
Which
straight.
is fine, but let me just say, Cindy, if you start to feel overwhelmed or
Yeah.
tired, out of breath, just let us know.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, I should be all right. It's not too hot up here.
Yeah. And
If I get tired of.
good, Cindy. And actually, yeah, it was very insensitive of me not to say that what Mel just said, that since we are focusing on you, it's going to be heavy work for you tonight, and maybe you're not up to that. So please, like Mel said, be the first one to say, I'd like to take one off. And there's so many other places I can go. It's not like we don't have a lot to cover, We have a lot to cover before January 9th. I just want you to realize that. And
Yep.
now I just want you to realize that we're heading into the stretch. You still got time, but you just got to focus on that now. Okay, cool. Looking forward. All right. So the first scene that Cindy is in, I know she has the maid scene in there where she's just off stage as the maid. We don't need to go over that. What's the first big scene? It's Carolyn and Grace, isn't it? Or what's the first big one you're in? Let me see, Cindy. I got my list.
Page 18, page 18,
Yeah.
Ellen and Grace, yeah.
Yep, Carolyn and Grace on page 18. All right, let's start with that.
All right.
Yay.
Okay.
Okay.
And then, and then on deck will be, oh, this is perfect. Those of you who are not in this scene have a few moments to go over your party cues.
Oh,
Yeah, the little kids party is up next. So,
we'll see how close to right it is.
yes, well, it's not a question of right or wrong. It's what development state it's in and what we have to do. So
Yeah.
it's never going to be right. I hope you realize that.
I'll have this.
All right, good.
But I
Okay.
Correcting me that she's when the party lady is the one who can like crack anytime.
She can crack anytime.
Yeah, she, when
She could lose it. You mean like lose it anytime? Yeah.
yeah, like
Well, all these people have a little danger to them. I love that. Okay. All right, here we go. And take off.
Why did you tell Mildred to wake me up, Mother?
just let me finish this grocery list.
I mean, it's Saturday, Mother.
There. I know it's Saturday and I'm sorry, darling, but shoot, see, I had this line. Okay. I know it's Saturday, darling, and I apologize, but something has come up and I need you to make a little decision.
What decision?
Start your breakfast, darling. No one can think on an empty stomach. Now, guess who telephoned this morning?
Who?
Your Aunt Martha.
Oh, I love her.
So do I, but the poor thing hasn't got enough to do, so she was on the phone at the crack of dawn this morning.
What you want?
Well, here's the thing. She has an extra ticket for the theater tonight, and she wants you to join her.
Oh, sure.
Now, let me finish, darling. I told her it was your decision, of course, but that I thought you had other plans.
What other plans?
Darling, isn't there something rather special going on in your life this evening?
Oh,
Am I right or am I right?
dancing school.
Not dancing school. The first day of the junior assemblies, which are a big step beyond dancing school. Now, I told Aunt Martha you telephone her back right away so she can drum up someone else.
I thought it was my decision.
Well, it is, sweetheart, of course.
Then I want to go see a play with Aunt Martha.
Oh, and I just lost my place.
Carolyn, I wonder if you're being just a little impulsive.
Oh, thank you. Okay.
Wind that back to I want to go see a play with Aunt Martha.
And I want to see a play with Aunt Martha.
And then I'm what?
Carolyn, I wonder if you're being a little.
Oh, it's the line before. Okay.
All right, we'll start it again. And again, realize it sounds like Mel's on book. Love you, Mel, for doing that. And so just call out line when you need it so we can actually practice the rehearsal method that I love so much. Not breaking and not stopping to punish yourself. All right, here we go. And take it again, my little Carolyn.
From the very top?
No. I meant from where we left off before.
Then I'd like to
Okay.
see a play with Aunt Martha.
Yeah.
And I'd like to see a play with Aunt Martha.
Line.
Carolyn, I wonder if you're being just a little impulsive this morning.
I wonder if you're being just a little impulsive this morning. You don't even know what the play is.
What is it then?
Well, it happens to be a very talky play by the name of Saint Joan.
Oh, we read that at school. I want to go all the more.
It's the road company, sweetheart. It doesn't even have Catherine Cornell.
I'd still like to go.
It's an endless play with your maiden aunt.
He is my favorite person.
Well, then, go then if it's that important to you.
I'll go and call her right now.
Carolyn. Realize the first day of the junior assemblies, everyone gets acquainted.
I didn't know that.
Oh, yes, it starts the whole thing off on the right foot.
Oh, gosh.
Really, it's like the first day of school. Once you miss, you never catch up.
Well, maybe I won't go at all.
What do you mean?
Well, maybe I'll skip all the junior assemblies.
Oh,
Well, I don't like dancing school anyway.
that's silly.
I don't. I'm a terrible dancer. I never know what to say. Half the year I spent in the ladies' room.
Oh, that's nonsense.
It's true, Mother. I hate dancing school. I don't even know why I have to go. St. Joan wouldn't go in a million years.
Look what happened to St. Joan.
I don't care. I've made up my mind.
Your Aunt Martha seems to have caused a bit of trouble this morning.
Maybe.
Your Aunt Martha seems to have opened up a whole box of worms.
I'm glad she did.
All right. And what do you propose to do with the rest of your Saturday evenings when there's no Aunt Martha and no St. Joan? And all your friends are having the time of their lives at the junior assemblies.
I'll do something.
Such as what? Hang around here listening to that stupid hit parade? Bothering the maids when we're having a party?
I'll do something, Mother.
Well, you're obviously not old enough to make an intelligent decision.
I knew you wouldn't let me decide.
All right then, decide.
I'd like to go.
Do let me tell you a story about your dear Aunt Martha, who made a decision of her own like yours when she was about your age. She decided, and if you say one word of this, I will strangle you. She decided she was in love with her riding master, and so she threw it all up and ran away with him to Taos, New Mexico, where your father had to track her down and drag her back, and by then it was too late because she was overstimulated. And ever since then, she refused to join the workday world. Now, there you have it. So you think about it while I order these groceries and decide.
I've decided, Mother.
Good. I hope you've come to your senses.
I've decided to talk to Aunt Martha.
Have a dentist appointment, Carolyn. You have riding lessons at Newton. No, we'll skip the riding lessons. Carolyn.
Great. That's a really special scene, you guys. Really nice. Cindy, I just want to say that your work at the end is really great, and actually I think how you're feeling is helpful in that regard. You know what I mean? You're sort of using that sort of vitriol that still must be left inside of you to dig into her. And I love the end of it. Here are my notes that I want you to think about between now and the next time we do it.
Okay.
Start a little more, a lot more positive and excited about the possibilities of what you're going to tell your daughter. So that gives you the highest cliff to fall off, right? In other words, if you really think that she's going to be very excited about doing this with you, and that there's not going to ever be any doubt that she's going to choose you, if you start out that way, then what you're doing at the end is going to have a greater arc to it, right? Make sense?
Yeah, for a better fall.
Yeah, and try to hold on to that positive feeling. The mother realizing and knowing the daughter that it's not going to do any good to go negative unless you really feel like you're really losing. And where you really start to lose is what? To go to some endless play with your ridiculous old aunt or whatever. That's really every place up to there, even though it doesn't always go your way, you should be trying to round the edges of her behavior. You should try to remain positive that it's going to work out your way. And then when you get to endless play, that's like a different, and then it just starts digging deeper, and starts hurting more and more. And you've got that part. But setting yourself up, and all of you should realize that anytime you have, especially in all of these scenes, I think we've talked about this before, is you've got to realize where you're starting and where you're going to end up, and always try to set yourself up a little bit better at the beginning so the end has a more dramatic power to it. So what else did I want to say? Not dancing school. You say not dancing school. What do you say now? The something assemblies or something?
The first day of the junior assemblies, which are a big step beyond dancing school.
Right. you're probably not aware of it, but you were sort of talking down to her there. And what I want you to do is to get her excited about it rather than talk down to her on that line, right? That all goes with that first beat all the way up to some endless play. You see how that ties into what I'm trying to tell you? Great.
Yeah.
Maybe I won't go. All right. So Anj, excellent work on this character. She's, I completely believe her at every point, and you know the line so well that you're really engaged with it and you're listening and it's great to watch. Congratulations. It's great
Thank
to
you.
have a jump. And I hope you all the rest of you notice that. Is you can
Yes.
notice, and I'm
Yes.
not saying this in any sense of a negative sense, because we all know what Cindy's been through the last couple of weeks, but you can completely see the difference.
Oh, this was scene.
Yeah, I mean, and it has nothing to do with the interpretation or how you're playing the character, Cindy. It just happens to be is that really connecting with something and knowing it so well in your head, it's just a different world. And I think it's really interesting to watch that, and I wanted to point that out. Anj, maybe I won't go at all is like a perfect solution because you hate dancing school anyway, so that maybe I won't go at all. That's great. It's fucking great, right?
Right.
So, okay,
Right. Okay.
that's great. She was, yeah. And when you do the overstimulated line, Cindy, just what's the line that leans up to the overstimulated line?
Your father had to go track her down, drag her back. And by then it was too late because she was overstimulated.
Right. Okay. So sometimes, I know you probably don't know this because you don't have any kids, but sometimes when you're talking to a kid and you're trying to explain something to a kid, you say something and you realize halfway through what you're saying is you can't finish the sentence because it's going to say something that this kid is not ready for. So there's this sense. What's that line that sets up overstimulated again? Say it again, Cindy.
You ran away to Taos, New Mexico, where your father had to go track her down and drag her back. And by then it was too late because she was.
Yeah, and by then it was too late because she was overstimulated. In other words, it's like you just got to get to the edge of that and then realize, what the fuck am I doing? Hang on to that for a moment and then come out with the new interpretation.
Okay.
Okay, good, great, nice work, good shape. I feel no problem with this. So let's go to the kids' party.
Okay.
All right, good.
Okay.
Are all my kids there? My
Yeah.
my retarded kids.
Yeah, yeah.
It's been so long. Okay, well,
Yeah.
I hope you took some good notes last time. I'm hoping for a big improvement from my kids this time. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, Daddy.
All right. So why don't you guys, so I should just have Cindy, James, you come into the scene. Is that correct? Yeah,
Oh, God.
James? Is James there?
Okay.
Well, yeah, he's on the end of my
Yeah,
screen.
he's there, but he must have stepped
Yeah,
away.
yeah. I'm here.
Oh, okay, good. Just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
All right. All right, let's see what we got.
All right, children, we're ready.
Yay!
Hey.
What up, Kate?
I was on the wrong page.
It's not the monkey house.
Okay, can we start that again?
We have to go all the way back now.
Way back.
All right. Okay. All right. Everybody on the right page. All
What
the
date?
27.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, John. Something you wanna say?
Did we move the imitating monkeys to? I have a note here. I circled it and like we moved it to put away all the ice cream and cake for some reason. Did we move that?
That's when
Chances
we
are,
stop. That's when we stop. We do monkey, monkey, monkey until ice cream.
Oh, we do it until then. That's what it
Yes.
is. Okay, thank you. That's what that note.
That's when you sound like the apes.
Thank you. Yeah, right.
okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Terrific. And start it.
All right, children, we're ready.
Yay! I want cake. I have to eat cake.
My birthday.
Kevin,
Whoop, hey, Anj, can you take your picture off? Okay, good. Here we go. Let's,
Dining room, not the monkey house at the zoo. All right, then. I'll just have to tell Roberta in the kitchen to put away all the ice cream and cake. Good. That's much better. Now, I want everyone to leave the table quietly, quietly. And go out into the hall, turn around, and come back in. Come in as if you were your mummies and daddies coming into a nice dinner party. That's it. Good. No, Winky, go first since it's your birthday. And she's the hostess. That's it. Good, good. Now, you sit at the head of the table, Winky. Good. But now, Billy, you sit next to Winky. It should be boy, girl, boy, but yeah, that's it. Okay. Now, what do we do with our napkins? Yes, exactly. We put them in to our under our chins, and then we put on our party hats.
Can the boys wear their hats in the house?
Oh. Yes, Buster. Because oh God, sorry.
that's okay.
Okay, okay. Yes, they can, Brewster. Because this is a special occasion, and sometimes on special occasions, the rules can change.
Yay!
And I meant some of the rules.
There's my daddy.
Where, Billy? Oh, hi.
Hi. Hi, Bill.
Hi.
Hi to Bill.
I have to pick up Bill. I have to pick up Bill.
Take one back.
Yes. What are we doing?
Well,
Are we backing up a little bit?
yeah.
Okay.
What happened?
Well, he was supposed to say hi to Bill.
Okay. I think it was
It was a line, and then we were trying to figure out.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good.
I said it, but maybe my connection didn't, froze
Oh,
or something.
Are you talking about hi, Bill? Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, put him a little bit to your left too. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah. So and look a little bit down so it's hi, Bill. So that it's a little shorter.
Gotcha.
And then your focus for her is going to be up, and then your
Right.
focus when you have your little penis conversation with your son was going to be a little bit down. It
Yes.
just sets it all. It just helps us understand where everybody is.
Gotcha.
Okay. All right. I think we ought to go back to the very, very top one more time because the kids need some practice too. Make sure, Cindy, when that there's clarity over the monkeys, that you are clear with your lines, that you don't run them together, that there's a great sense of individuality. What is the line that you say over the top of the monkey noise?
Well, first she says, children, this is a dinner party, not the monkey house at the zoo.
And then they make the monkey noise and you say what?
Then, all right, well, I guess I'll just have to tell Roberta in the kitchen to put away all the ice cream and cake.
So then you would say, I'll just have to tell Roberta in the kitchen to put the cake away. So it's like this, right? And it's you're making very clear what your behavior is going to be, because there's an actual, the uniqueness of this character is that she's almost like the leader of a troop. You know what I mean? That she's a little bit of a general. You know what I mean? She's a little bit of actually nickname for my mother-in-law that all of us say is the general. because she just completely takes charge of everything, and that's just who she is. So that's a real clarity of that character. So make her much more almost, militaristic, which gives you a wonderful thing to go, hey, what are you doing here? All of a sudden we see two sides of this character, how she acts in front of all these kids and how she has to control them. And believe me, acting like a general in front of the kids is way to get their attention. If you try to be nice to kids this age, they'll just take advantage of you at every moment. And you're not going to let that happen. And then you get the contrast to this real sort of sexual woman who's underneath this military code with the kids when she runs into her prospective affair. So, okay, let's try that again. You ready, kids? Yes, just
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Also, the head of the table, Cindy, should be to your right. The head of the table should be over there. So you sit, so that you would go, you sit over there, and then you go, you sit there, and you sit, and so that you're just sort of seeing the table all the way down the line.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Let's start it again.
All right, children, we're ready.
Yay, okay.
This is a dinner party, not monkey house at the zoo. All right, then, I'll just have to teleport and put away all the Good, that's much better. Now, I want everyone to leave the table quietly, and go into the hall and then turn around and come back in the right way. That's it. Go out, turn around, and come in. Come in as if you were your mummies and daddies coming into a nice dinner party. Okay, no, Winky, go first since it's her birthday and she's the hostess. That's it. Good. Now, you sit at the head of the table, Winky. Good. Now, Billy, you sit next to Winky. It should be boy, girl, boy. Yes, that's it. Now, what do we do with our napkins? Very good. We tuck them into here. And then we put on our party hats.
Can the boys wear their hats in the house?
This is gonna pop, I just know it. Yes, Brewster.
Yay.
Yes, no. Now, yes, Brewster, because it's a special occasion, and on special occasions, rules can change. And I meant some of the rules.
Oh, there is my daddy.
Where, Billy? Oh, hi.
Hi. Hi, Bill.
Come here.
I came to pick up Bill.
I thought Judy was picking him up.
She told me to.
Well, you're a little early. We haven't even had our ice cream and cake.
She told me to be early.
I can't get mine to work.
Help her, Brewster. Little boys always help little girls.
Where's Frank?
Playing golf. Where else?
On Wiki's birthday?
Don't get me started, please.
Can we have ice cream now, please?
In a minute, dear. Be patient. Then you'll have something to look forward to.
She must have known Bill would be playing golf.
Judy knows everything.
2, 3.
She knows about us at least.
4,
About us, how?
5,
She could tell by the way we were acting
Behave there.
6, 7,
at the Ramos dinner party.
8,
How you spoke to each other.
9.
That's how she could tell.
We want ice cream. We want ice cream.
Yay.
Ice cream.
They want ice cream.
She says she'll fight it tooth and nail.
Wait, what? We haven't done anything.
She says she wants to nip it in the bud.
Ice cream, ice cream.
When you win.
Yay!
Roberta is very busy in the kitchen because she also has a dinner party tonight. So who would like to help bring things out?
Me.
Billy, you get the ice cream, and Sandra, you bring out the cake.
Yay.
Yay!
Careful, be careful, walk, don't run, and be polite to Roberta because she's working very hard. And Brewster and Winky, you'll have other responsibilities.
Oh,
For instance, Brewster, when Billy and Sandra reappear in that door, what do you do?
Sing the song?
Yes. Yeah. So as soon as they come out, you start singing.
Says she's thinking about telling her father about us.
Her father.
Yeah, he'd fire me immediately.
What if he did?
I'd be out of a job, Peggy.
You could get another.
Doing what? Where?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Winky.
happy birthday to you.
Now, sweetheart, wait. Always wait. Before you blow out the candles, you have to make a wish. And Mommy has to make a wish. Now, you see, Mommy is putting her wedding ring around one of the candles. Now, we both close our eyes and make a wish.
I wish
Oh, no, no,
I could.
no, don't tell. Never tell a wish. If you do, it won't come true. All right, now, blow.
Yay!
Now, Winky, would you cut the cake and give everyone a piece, please? And Brewster, you pass the ice cream.
What'd you wish for?
Mm.
Mm.
You think it'll come true?
No.
I mean, she'd make it so messy for everybody.
Judy,
I mean, she'd make it impossible.
and so would Frank.
I thought he didn't care.
He'd care if it were messy.
Yay!
Yay!
We could live somewhere else.
Where?
I have an uncle in Syracuse.
Syracuse?
Yeah, we could move there.
Is it nice, Syracuse?
Yes, I think it's by a lake.
Syracuse.
Yeah, you could have Winky and I'd get Bill in the summer.
At least we'd be free.
Oh, I'm sorry. At least we'd be free.
Winky, shut your mouth, please.
Billy,
What?
would you come in here a minute, please? Do you have to go to the bathroom?
No.
Then stop. Then stop doing that, please.
Don't do what?
You know what I'm talking about. Now go enjoy the party.
I grew up here
Yeah, who didn't?
just to pick up stakes.
I know.
I mean, this is where I live.
Me too. We'll just have to be. We'll just have to behave ourselves then.
Oh, Ted,
Be good little children.
no, I can't stand it.
And if we're seated next to each other, we're just going to have to make a conscious effort.
We won't be seated next to each other.
I mean, not for a while.
No, for a long while. Yay!
Everyone finished, Mommy.
Thank you, sweetheart.
And here's your ring from the cake.
Oh, good for you, darling. I forgot all about it.
So I'm sorry. Time to go then?
Time to go. I planned some games.
You want me to stay?
It would help.
Then I'll stay.
All right, children, into the living room now for some games.
What games?
Oh, all kinds of games. Blind man's bluff, pin the tail on the donkey.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll get them started.
Well, I appreciate Roberta.
Yeah, well, I'll be the donkey.
Oh, stop.
I'll be the ass.
Stop or I'll scream.
Come on, mommy, we're waiting.
Okay, good, good. Come on back, all my kids. Everybody, let me see your faces. Yeah. All right, so here's a note for kids. Cindy, you should just start the scene with the party hat on. Then you don't have to worry about it. You can tell all of them to put their party hats on, but of course the general would have her hat on before it starts.
That
We'll
helps.
use, yeah, sure, absolutely.
Okay.
Also monkeys, my little monkeys, if instead of it's ooh, if it's ooh, 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 ooh. So it's a little quieter, it gives her something to talk over, but we still get the idea. Okay, quieter monkeys.
Quiet some.
All right.
All
You like
right.
being monkeys. You want
She
to be
told me-
monkeys.
I know it's fun, isn't it? And Cindy, you know, we talk about listening with a point of view. All of you guys monkey at me for a second. will you? All right. In other words, that moment of thank you. That's nice. That moment of reaction to the monkeys and not knowing what to do is as critical to the scene as anything else. There's a moment of not knowing what to do. They're crazy. James, she told me, James, something that I heard this time for the first time between you guys is obviously Cindy's marriage is not a good marriage because he's always out doing something else. He's never there. He's never really there when it's really important for him to be there. It also, I got the sense that your wife, James, is sort of actually encouraging this in some sort of way. You know what I'm saying? In other words, that she's aware that something is going on, and she told me to come early. She told me to come early, right? There's a strangeness to this, right? I think there's a little bit of a worry in the strangeness of why she did that, because ultimately you're going to lose your job, right? If in fact that happens.
Yeah.
So I think there's a fear in it, but it's like, God, she fucking told me to come. She encouraged me to do this. What is going on? And the way that ties, there's a tie to that and Syracuse, because I think you've already thought of a way out for both you and this other woman and Cindy. And that is to go to another, and you've thought about Syracuse before, because something strange is going on with your marriage, the way she's acting with you. And I think you're scared you're going to be out of a job and a marriage. I just heard that for the first time.
Well, I think it is strange that she told me to come and she knew supposedly that Frank wasn't going to be there.
Yes, absolutely. And, it just furthers your suspicion that she knows about your relationship and is almost strangely enough, she's letting it happen, which is what makes you internally worried, because her father is your boss.
Well, did she, I'm just going to ask, did she send me here on some odd, strange thing, or did she send me here to end it before it starts? She knows,
Yeah, I don't think she sent you here to end it before it starts. I think that there's something weird going on that doesn't make sense to him. That would make sense. You go over there and you tell her you're not coming over anymore, but that's not what the script supports. There's not a line in the script that supports that.
Well, he says she wants to nip it in the bud.
When does she say that?
He says she knows about us.
Yeah.
It's just how does she know? Because the way we were behaving.
Right.
We were talking to each other. That's how she knew. Then
Yeah.
something happens with the kids and she says, she'll fight it tooth and nail.
She'll fight it tooth and nail.
Yeah, she'll fight
And
it
she
tooth
wants
and
to
nail
nip it
and
in
she'll
the
nip
bud.
it in the bud. So,
Okay, all right. So then let's go under this premise is that you're worried that she's got some sort of plan.
okay.
Okay?
Yes,
She knows about it and she's got a plan,
yes.
which then that's the Syracuse tie for you is that you've come up with another plan as well.
Right.
Okay, good. Great. One thing I want to mention to both you, James and Cindy, on this is realizing your ins and outs. And what I mean by ins and outs is you're talking to the kids and then you're going, blah, 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 and then the kids say something and it's, in other words, sometimes the kids are reacting in the middle of your conversation. And I think once in a while, you need to react back to those kids so that there's what I call an in and out. Like I'm in this conversation, something interrupts me. I'm out for a second, pretending that everything is okay. And then I'm back in this conversation. I think you need to make some of those decisions yourself. Kids, my retards, 1 through, you're counting on 1 through 10. Again, push once Cindy and James need to know that section, bang, a bang, a bang, a bang. Start with that section, learn that so that these kids aren't making the longest 1, 2, 3, 4s of their career. But the other clue to that would be is 1, 2, 3, that you can keep it quietly, but add a sense of anticipation of getting to 10, right? So that 1 is never the same as 2, 2 is never the same as 3, but you don't get louder when you're doing it. You add soft anticipation to it. Okay, soft anticipation. Never gave that note. Careful. General, wait, always wait. General.
Oh, that's like the ice cream and cake. Sending
Yeah.
it out.
Oh yeah. So this is another general note. Careful. Not careful. In other words, what I'm feeling from you is that you're this placating mother that's trying to make it all happen. I feel that in your character. I feel who you are in your character with James. I want to see who you are running this party, making sure it goes well, having take control of that. And that's what that careful. And what's the line after that, Cindy?
Okay, careful. Ice cream and cake.
Walk, don't run.
What does she say? Second one. Sorry.
Bottom of 29.
Got that, Cindy? Bottom of 29.
Pardon?
Mel's saying the careful is on the bottom of 29.
Oh, that's where I'm looking. I just haven't quite found it. You haven't done anything.
All the way at the
Oh, yeah.
bottom.
Okay, so careful, walk, don't run.
Yeah.
And be polite to Roberta because she's working
Yeah.
very hard.
So that it's careful, walk, don't run, and be polite. To, in other words, not careful, don't wait. Everything's nicey, and I want a difference. I want you to control these kids.
But if you want a general, then where's the difference when the general cracks?
Well, yeah, that'll happen. Sure. I actually, I don't really see the general cracking. Do you see her cracking?
But you said you wanted her to be someone who crack at any time.
Who could crack at any time, but won't. No, a general can.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, even though a general's scared and things aren't going their way and too many things are happening at the same time, they've got to keep their authority over their troops.
Okay.
That's what I mean. Who is there any one of my kids who start the happy birthday song? Because I love that. I think it sounded to me like Vasily started it this time. Am I correct?
No, John did, I think.
Yeah,
John
that's
did?
John Brewster.
Okay, good. That's
He
great.
said-
So
You start singing as soon as you come in.
that's so great. So John, you just come right in on cue on that thing and then everybody else will come in. It's so much clearer when one person comes in. I just wanted to compliment you on that. It went well.
And then Mel's supposed to sing the last line by herself, right?
Yeah.
Happy
Yeah.
birthday to
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, happy birthday to me.
Oh, you're right. Yes, I think yeah.
Okay, good. Cindy, and just following on that last thing is careful. You know, just imagine from a parent's, if you don't, it won't come true. Oh my God. As opposed to if you don't, it won't go. You know, there's these things that we remember as kids that adults say to us in a very serious way. They don't mean it that way and make such an impression. If you don't, it won't come true. Oh, okay. I'll do it. And that's so yeah, look at Mel. All right.
So go
Syracuse.
enjoy yourself.
Yeah. Cindy, I'm just talking about the first line after James is through dealing with Billy.
That's right after the penis scene.
Yeah, it's right after the peony scene. Yes.
Yeah.
What is your first line coming in after that? What's James's last penis line and your entrance?
My last line is, now go back, enjoy the party.
Yeah, and then what's your next line, Cindy?
Where is that, James? What page are you on?
At the bottom of 31.
Okay. She just comes back. She says, "I grew up here."
Okay. Yeah. So that when he goes, now go back to your seat, and then you slide right back in there. I grew up here, you know, and so it's like reestablishing the conversation you had before you had to split apart. It's trying to come back into that same energy. Okay, good. And James, just have to behave. Yeah. So James, one of the reasons that she really likes you is because, and one of the reasons your wife is having a problem with you is that you're sort of a little bit of a goofball. You know what I mean? And what she loves about is I'll be the ass. You know, when you say I'll be the ass, what you're really saying is that you're going to allow all these kids to come up and pin something on you. You know, I mean, that's a little bit more like the kind of guy who wears a lampshade at a party. You know what I mean? He's the guy who wants to get physically involved in that. And don't be afraid to be I'll be the, I'll go do this. Oh, I'll be the ass, you know, and she just thinks that's the funniest thing in the world. And that's what she loves about you is your bizarre sense of humor, which your husband on the golf course doesn't have a sense of humor. And I've played enough golf to know that I've played with enough golfers who do not have a sense of humor. They do not. And actually, her husband, I have to think of your husband as a really good golfer. The better golfer that a person is, the more serious they are and less enjoyable to play with. There's an aspect about golf is if you can tune everything else out. That's a quality that every great golfer has. They can actually tune everything else out. It doesn't really work well in real life, but you know, and so there's the best golfers I've ever met mostly have all been sort of these incredible people who can just block the world out. And I never had that quality. I was a very good golfer, but I could not do that. And so I never really could play in a tournament because I would get nervous and my nerves would not empower me. My nerves would just take me in 6,000 different directions. So anyway, there's that aspect. So, okay, good.
I like that goofball.
What's that?
I like the goofball note. I think that fits.
Yeah.
And I've been called worse.
Oh, certainly.
Me too.
All right, good. All of us, hopefully. All right, so I'm going to let this one go by because I want to get through some things.
Bill, before we leave it, can I ask
Yes.
For us, it's the top of page 28. That won't be for you, but she says, "Oh, that's much better. Now I want everyone to leave the table quietly." Quietly.
Yes.
Should we be making table scrapings and?
Oh, no, I don't think you need to do that. There were a couple improv, noises in this context, which all worked. You know, I like that. So continue to do that. But this specific place that you're talking, you don't need to make a noise. No,
Okay.
careful. You know, and if it's that careful, I'm the little kid. I'm going, all right, what am I supposed to do? The
Yeah.
general has pointed me out. So no. Did that answer your question, Mel?
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you.
All right. Any other questions? I'm going to leave this one alone for right now, but I'm putting a star by it because it's a critical scene. And, you know, so James, you and Cindy should really take a look at this.
We'll rehearse.
Deeply, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So to me, I don't want to go do orally or any of that stuff yet. I want to go still to Cindy's. Are you feeling okay, Cindy? You're doing okay. You're doing great.
So far, so good.
Okay, good. So the next thing that I see is Mel and Cindy with Helen and Sarah. Am I correct about that?
Yeah, we worked on that this morning.
Okay, good. So let's go to that and do
Hang on.
Helen and
Okay.
Sarah.
Just wait 1 second.
And on deck is Vasily and Cindy doing Aunt Harriet and Tony.
Mom! Mom!
Oh, we're not in.
Mom! See, I told you, she's not here.
Where is she?
She works at a boutique 4 days a week. And my father's always out of town in Atlanta or Denver or somewhere. Anyway, come on, show you where they keep the liquor.
My mom's always there when I get home, always.
Bummer.
And if she isn't, my grandmother comes in.
Liquor's in the pantry.
Okay. Hey, Neato,
What?
this room.
Oh, that's our dining room.
I know, but it's viciously nice.
Now, which you want, gin or vodka?
You choose.
Well, there's more gin, so it's less likely they'll know.
Gin then.
But the reason there's more is because I put water in it last week.
Vodka then.
Tell you what, we'll mix in a little of both.
Do you use this room?
Oh, sure.
Special occasions, huh? When the relatives come to visit?
Every night.
Every night?
At least every night they're both home.
Really?
Oh, sure. Whenever they're home, my father insists we have to eat dinner in the dining room at 7 o'clock. Here you go. Gin, Fresca, gin, vodka, and Fresca. Boys are bringing the pot.
Must be nice eating in here.
Oh, sure. Yeah. You bet. We have to lug things out, and lug things back, and nobody can begin till everything's cold, and we're supposed to carry on a decent conversation, and everyone has to finish before anyone can get up, and it sucks if you want to know. Sucks out loud.
We eat in the kitchen.
You watch TV when you eat?
Or we used to. We used to listen to the local news and the weather.
That's something. At least you don't have to talk.
No, but now we can't do it anymore because my mother read in Family Circle that TV is bad at meals. And so now we had to turn on the stereo and listen to classical, semi-classical music.
Now, my parents said they tried eating in the kitchen when I went to boarding school. But when they kicked me out, they moved back in here. It's supposed to give me some sense of stability.
Do you think it does?
Oh, shit, no. It just makes me nervous. They take the telephone off the hook so nobody can call. And my brother gets all itchy about his homework. And when my sister had anorexia, she had to sit and watch, for God's sakes. But, and my parents spend most of the meal bitching, and then the whole thing just bites, Helen. It really bites. Bites the big one.
Line?
Want another?
No, thanks.
I do. You call the boys, tell them it's all clear.
Sarah,
What?
when the boys come, can we have our drinks in here?
In the dining room?
I mean, wouldn't it be cool sitting around this shiny table with Dwayne and Eddie and drinking our gin, Fresca, and vodka?
No way. Absolutely no way. In here? I get all uptight in here. Come on, let's call them. Boys in the dining room. Jesus, Sarah, you really have wimp sometimes.
Mel, you are a perfect little wimp in that picture.
Yes,
The lips and the eyes.
It's just so perfect. You're just
the
such a-
best stage direction you gave me, and I still have trouble carrying it all the way through.
Yeah.
Don't smile.
Yeah, I know.
Smile.
Yeah, right. Okay, good. So Cindy, one of the things that you really need, one of the things that I want to make sure that you really think about this. Wow, what was that?
Oh, sorry. It's a thing
I
coming
turned mine
up.
on silent.
I'm
I
gonna
was
turn my phone off.
Oh, excuse me, I have to go get something out of the oven. That's what it sounded like.
to that. There,
It
there's-
it was a message coming in.
yeah, there was
Okay.
a movie line. I
Yeah.
forget
I mean, a
something else.
message.
Oh, no, it's was one of the stand-up. I have to get my coat out of the oven, and it was an Elaine Boozler thing. That's what I was thinking.
Okay. Okay, Sin, so one of the things I want you to think about is your look, okay? So
like-
for the, for the very first character that you play, I would love to see you put, the Carolyn and Grace, the mother and daughter. I'd like to see you put your hair on up, can you, so that you start the evening with your hair up, and then it's easy to take it down and start to reshape it into other things. And I think that the hair up would be a really interesting look to start out with. And then I want to get to something, really much more radical with her.
Okay.
So I want you to think about that look. The
But
maid,
she starts out the evening as the maid.
well, I know, but we don't see her
Well, except when she brings in the cream.
except when she brings it. And I think, really? We see her when she does that?
Yeah, it says she enters. Here's your cream, sir.
Oh, okay. But I don't think I actually have you doing that in the Zoom play. So
Okay.
okay. So anyway, so you start out and then I want you to really try to think of a hairstyle for her.
Yeah.
So Helen, my little wimp.
Yes.
So when you take that first drink, which we've talked about before, it was good, right? It's got to be so bad. It's got to be so horrible for you. And you don't take a big sip. And even the smallest sip is just horrible. So much so that you just fake drinking the rest of the time so that you never really take another drink. So that, and I think that will more consistently follow the way Helen would go. All right, good. Oh, this is a strange note, right? Normally I really work on a point of view for everything, right? Everything has to have a point of view. I felt that, we sit there and we listen to semi-classical music. I like the idea, strangely enough, that Helen is the kind of person that reports what happens without a point of view. You know what I'm saying? So we just sit there and for semi-class, that she just reports it. Because I don't think she's a wise ass going on, I think, you know what I'm saying?
I agree. Yes.
Okay. Those are the only two changes. And Cindy, my best note to you is not only with the new look, just this is a very good scene for you. Just run through this scene every time, once before you do it with the fuck exercise.
No. Okay.
And then you don't have to worry about being loud. They're fucking in and they're fucking out and they're fucking over here. And it's just, and that will allow that to happen. So as you continue to work this out, always work it out with the fuck exercise and then sub-vocalize. That's the biggest note I've got for you.
Okay.
Okay, good.
Mhm.
Not only with the look. Great scene. Good guys. All right, next thing I got for Cindy. Are you still doing all right, kiddo?
Yeah, I'm here.
I know. Well, I know that.
I'm not on the floor, so.
Do you want to take a break?
Well, what's the next scene?
Well, the next one is you and Vasily with the camera.
I think I can handle that.
All right, let's do that then. So Aunt Harriet, we're going to Aunt Harriet.
No, I don't have the silverware.
Oh, that's okay. Don't worry about that yet. All you need to know is this is, I told you that for the first part, we're just going to shoot the silverware. So literally you're going to, if you stand up for a second, Cindy, right? stand up there. And what we'll have to do is there a way to point the computer screen down at a desk that you have down there, right?
That,
Right there, yeah. So this is literally what we will see in the opening thing. So all you have to do is really work out what you're going to show and when you're going to put it there.
Right.
Until you come on visually, so that we only see the objects in the very beginning.
right, but I don't know that I have that kind of silverware or,
Well, that's okay. Whatever it is, everybody knows that we're not going to be literal, but whatever silverware you have, we'll use it, right? Don't worry about that. But what I want you to do is to sort of work out what you're going to be able to do. And I really, there's an advantage to this in the respect that you can read this section. You can you can make a big cue card above the top of your computer so that you can literally be reading it, because the only thing we're going to see are your hands and what you're putting in front of us down below. Okay.
okay. But she's saying specific things like the finger bowls
Yeah.
and the rat tail back and.
Yeah. Yeah.
if
I
that
know.
would work them,
I know you don't. I know you, but you'll have a little bowl that you can put out, right?
Okay, yeah,
That's what I'm saying is all you want to do is to get a facsimile, because we know we're not going to do full props on this. Okay.
okay.
All right. Good. Okay. Let's run through this and see what we got. You and Tony.
Okay. So, and Harriet.
Would you mind setting up over here, and Harriet? I want to get in the late afternoon light.
Oh, certainly, Tony. Now, I thought I'd use this Irish linen placemat with matching napkin that my husband, who was your great uncle, inherited from his sister. They have to be washed and ironed by hand every time they're used. And then, of course, the silver, which was given to us as a wedding present by your great grandmother. You see, 3-pronged forks, pistol-handled knives, spoon with rat tail back. And then, oh, and these need to be polished. Oops, sorry, I skipped rat tail back.
That's okay. While we're stopped, I want to ask you a question. Vasily, I know we discussed this last time. That camera doesn't make a click. Is that right?
I think it does, but battery. I have to charge the battery.
Okay, good. All right. So do me a favor when you're going through, just go click, 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 so that I know when you're shooting a picture.
Oh, okay. Just
Right?
you mean just with my tongue?
Yeah, with your speak it. Yeah, it's like
Okay.
click. Yeah, and you know how a camera, he'll take it this way and then they'll turn the camera the other way. Click, 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 click. You know, and you know, photographers. Yes, thank you very much. The photographers take a lot of shots, and what you want to do is get them in between Cindy's lines. So and so it would be, you could take. So do your first thing with the very first thing, and I'll be the clicks for a second. Go, Cindy, do your thing.
Okay. Now, I thought I'd use this Irish linen placemat with matching napkins that my husband, who was your great uncle, inherited from his sister.
Click, 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 click.
They have to be washed and ironed by hand every time they're used.
Click, click.
And then, of course, the silver, which was given to us as a wedding present by your great grandmother.
Click, 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 click.
Three
See what I mean? So you see how those clicks can help Cindy rhythm the scene, and the two of you need to be simpatico on that. So you, as the photographer, if you could, because I know you guys get together occasionally, if in fact you could make the decision where you want to do the clicking and then give that to Cindy, she will know, and that'll help her out. And then it'll seem like it's active the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
We won't be able to accomplish that tonight, but that's part of what your homework has to be on this one particular scene.
Okay.
As we say in South Park, okay. Okay, good. Here we go. What are you putting a battery in?
I just want to see if it works.
I hate Canada. Oh no, what is it? Something Canada. In
What?
South Park.
Oh yeah. What is it? Something, yeah, you're right. I don't forget what it is.
Remember the word,
It's
something.
not, it's always about Canada.
Kill Canada, burn Canada, screw Canada. I can't remember.
What's up, V? What are you doing? Are we waiting for you or are you ready to go? What's going on?
No, I'm ready to go.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Okay. All right, here we go. Let's start it again. Here we go.
Would you mind setting up over here on Harriet? I want you to get into the late afternoon light.
Certainly, Tony.
Click, click, click.
Now, I thought I'd use this Irish linen placemat with matching napkin that my husband, who was what, your great uncle,
Click, click.
inherited from his sister.
No. So you see what I mean? The clicks can't interrupt the thought. What the clicks have to do is separate the thoughts.
Mhm.
So you have to, when you look at this, you have to look at the complete thought that's on the thing, right?
Not the sentences, but the thought. Got
The
it.
thought, yeah, because sometimes she goes on for a couple sentences about one thought, about one thing, and you have to wait till she finishes that, and you're listening to her like, it's just bullshit to you. You don't really care. So it's like, yeah, just put the thing down. Click, 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 right?
Mhm.
So that's what happens. You have to listen between clicks, and then when a complete thought is there and you hear a complete thought, then you go, and then we're on to the next one.
Even when I'm doing the fork, knife, and spoon, because I'm holding up 3 different things.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you're going to, this is what you two have to decide, whether you're going to go the fork, knife, and spoon, and you're going to say them as one unit and put them there, or you're going to go the fork, click, 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 the knife, click, 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 and the spoon. That's up to you guys. You have to make those decisions.
Mhm.
Okay?
Right. Mhm.
All right. So under the premise that this isn't going to work out the way we want it to work out, but you know what you got to do, let's start it again and improvise and see how it goes. Okay, here we go.
Would you mind setting up over here on Harriet? I wanted to get into the late afternoon light.
Oh, certainly, Tony.
Click.
Now, I thought I'd use this Irish linen placemat with matching napkin that my husband, who was what, your great uncle, inherited from his sister. Now, they have to be washed and ironed by hand every time they're used.
Now,
Click,
click, click.
And then, of course, the silver, which was given to us as a wedding present by your great grandmother.
Click, click.
3-pronged forks,
Click, click,
pistol handle knives,
Click.
click, click.
spoon with rat tail back, all Williamsburg pattern, and they should be polished at least every 2 weeks.
Click, click, click.
And then this is Staffordshire, as is the butter plate, and all of this is bone.
Click, click.
The wine glasses are here are early Steuben, but the goblets and finger bowls are both Waterford.
Click.
None of this goes in the dishwasher, of course. It's all far too delicate for detergents.
Finger bowls.
Oh, yes. Our side of the family always used finger bowls between salad and dessert.
Will you show me how they worked?
Certainly, dear.
Click.
Now, you see, the maid will take away the salad plate like this. And
Click, click.
then she put down the finger bowls in front of us like this.
Click,
And they
click.
filled approximately halfway with cool water, and there might be a little rose floating in it or a slice of lemon.
Click, click.
Now, of course, we have our napkins in our laps like this,
Click, click, click.
and then we dip our fingers into the finger bowl gently, gently. And then we wiggle them, shake them out,
Click,
and dab them on our napkins, and then dab our lips.
click.
And of course, the maids would then take it away, and in would come a nice sherbet or a chocolate mousse.
Click, click. Thanks, Aunt Harriet. That was terrific.
Now your photo comes up on the screen. Now you're in the scene now. Keep going.
Oh, well, You're welcome. Now, Tony dear, tell me again what all this is for. I didn't quite understand over the phone.
This is a classroom project for Amherst.
Oh my, a project. In what, pray tell?
Anthropology, actually.
Anthropology? Good heavens, what does that have to do with this?
Well, you see, we're studying the eating habits of various Venetian cultures. For example, someone is talking about the Kikuus of northern Kenya, and my roommate is doing the Cree Indians of Saskatchewan, and my professor suggested I do a slideshow on us.
What?
The wasps of north and eastern United States.
I see.
You can learn a lot about the culture from how it eats.
Such as what?
Well, consider the finger bowls, for example. They have an almost neurotic obsession with cleanliness, reflecting the guilt which comes with the last stages of capitalism. Or notice the unnecessary accumulation of glass and china and the compulsion to display it. Or the subtle hint of aggression in those pistol-handled knives.
I think I'm going to ask you to leave now, Tony.
Aunt Harriet.
I was going to ask you to stay for a cocktail, but now I won't.
Please. Aunt Harriet.
Right now, before I telephone long distance to your mother. Vanishing culture, my eye. I forbid you to mention my name in the classroom or show one glimpse of my personal property. And you can tell that professor of yours I've got a good mind to drive up to Amherst with this pistol-handled knife on the seat next to me and cut off his anthropological balls.
So Cindy, don't lose the sort of eliteness of the character on anthropological. Don't all of a sudden be a girl on the street, and cut off your anthropological balls. In other words, you have to hang on to Aunt Harriet when you say it. It's so much funnier Aunt Harriet saying it in that character, saying anthropological balls in that character. It's so much funny.
Cut off his anthropological balls.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Those words should not be coming out of that woman's mouth, right? So that's what's so great about it. So Vasily, my note for you is, a lot in the very beginning, a lot of the time you're spending it like this. And so when she's talking, you need to sort of listen to her and then go click, 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 and then maybe listen to her a little bit more, and so that you're not always in this. So I get a difference, right?
Right.
Of the action of the shooting, and in fact, the listening to to what she's saying. Exactly. I see. Change. I see. So Cindy, again, here's another situation where at the very beginning, and I'm feeling this, is that she's flattered, she's delighted, she loves talking about her, and I would hang on to that as long as you possibly can until you get to the line, I see, and then everything changes.
Yeah.
Right. And we really see who this character
That's
is.
what it says, the wasps of Massachusetts.
Exactly. And by the way, Vasily, I just want to compliment you on how you've been practicing to say the word wasps.
It's actually not that very much difficult.
Well, it was very much difficult for you first time you try.
Well, that was a French accent,
I'm sorry to say, but it was not good.
I want to be alone.
Yes, I know. Well, anyway, I just want to say, Vasily, that when you put your mind to it, you really can do it. And I would, again, prefer you to spend a lot of time working on your dialect on these things, especially when we get to the one where it's really important. When you're the guy in the club, that's really important that we see that change in character. You have got to work your ass off on this. So, I can accept your Russianness all the way up through this. It works great. But what I want to do for you and everybody else watching this piece is blow them away with that last piece, that you are completely in control of that, and you change it. So it's almost like doing a dialect that I want you to really concentrate on in that last scene. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Mhm.
You might even want to, if you could afford it, give Danny a call and work one day with him on that scene.
Well, I've got great teachers around me. So.
Well, okay, good. And again, it always boils down to this. I believe that teaching a dialect is being sort of in control of where you're putting your lips, your teeth, and the tip of your tongue. So that when you're learning the dialect, if you over exaggerate, if you start really slow, like you're stupid, and continue to pick up the speed, then you will pick up the dialect a little bit better. That's what I think. That's not at all anything but what I've experienced through my life in trying to learn dialects, is I have to slow everything down and teach my mouth how to act. Strangely enough, sounds bizarre. But this scene's in good shape. I think, Cindy, the key for you is working out your routine when we just see your hands, and we can, if you have a real pretty couple pretty rings, it would be nice on your hands, one or two, because that would say something about who the character is, that she's probably wealthy. She's probably a wealthy character. And then we just put the
diamond rings there.
Yeah, well, not a lot of them, but something that indicates her wealth. Okay, cool. But the character you've got, I love the character, but just keep that character through anthropological balls.
Okay.
All right. The next thing, are you doing okay, Cindy?
Yeah.
All right. So the last thing that I really want to work with you is you and Anj on Ruth and Annie, right?
Yeah. So we're not going to do the Emily Standish, because that was the next one that came up.
Oh yeah, let's do that one. I think that's a great idea. Let's do that now. Let's do that, because that'll involve everybody, and I love this little scene anyway.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah,
That-
this is the one where we changed the first line. So that it's now David saying, "What's the trouble, mother?" And then I don't know. Well, I don't know whether to eat or not.
Yes.
Initially, I started out with that line. I don't know whether to eat or not before he said that.
So what? I don't know what change we made, but whatever change we made, make it. So
That's the first line. Okay.
yeah.
What page is that?
What page?
59 on mine.
So where to go? Oh God.
Right.
Are we ready?
Yeah.
I am.
Okay. All right, here we go.
What's the trouble, mother?
I don't know whether to eat or not. Your father and I were sitting in the living room having a perfectly pleasant cocktail together, and then all of a sudden that stupid telephone rang, and now he's holed up in the bedroom talking away.
Who's he talking to?
Oh, I don't know. I don't even know. I think it's someone from the club.
Are we eating or not?
I simply don't know. I don't know whether to go ahead or not, Bertha. Mr. Thatcher is still on the telephone.
Well, couldn't we start the soup?
I don't know. I just don't know. Let's wait 5 more minutes, Bertha.
Bertha? Mel?
I'm muted, so sorry. Yes, Mrs.
Oh, honestly, that telephone, I could wring its neck. It should be banned. It should be outlawed between 6 and 8 in the evening.
I've got to go.
Go where?
Out.
You can't even sit down and have some of Bertha's nice celery soup.
I can't even finish my cocktail. Something very bad has happened.
Oh, Bertha, would you mind very much putting the soup back in the saucepan and keeping it on a low flame? We'll call you when we're ready.
Yes, Mrs.
Now, what on earth is the matter?
Henry was insulted down at the club.
Salted.
Uncle Henry?
Binky Byers made a remark to him in the stream bath.
Oh, no.
What do you say, Dad?
Yeah, what did he say?
I believe I was speaking to your mother. Binky made a remark, and apparently a number of the newer members laughed. Poor Henry was so upset, he had to put on his clothes and leave. He called me from Mother's.
No, no.
I telephoned the club. I spoke to several people who had been in the steam bath. They confirmed the incident. I asked to speak to Binky Byers. He refused to come to the phone, and so I've got to do something about it.
Oh, dear, oh, dear.
Why don't you tell us what he said to Uncle Henry, Dad?
I will not. I will not dignify the remark by repeating it.
Oh, come on, Dad. We're not babies.
Yeah, Standish, really?
He said, I want you to leave the room.
Why? I'm older.
Yes, she should know. Everybody should know. We're not quite ready yet, Bertha. Now go on, Standish. Be frank. This is a family.
Mrs. Byers made an unfortunate remark having to do with your Uncle Henry's private life.
I'm afraid you'll have to be more specific, dear.
Mr. Byers, who had obviously been drinking since early afternoon, approached your Uncle Henry in the steam bath and alluded in very specific terms to his personal relationships.
What personal relationships?
His associations in the outside world.
I don't get it.
Darling, Mr. Byers must have made some unnecessary remarks about your Uncle Henry's bachelor attachments.
You mean Uncle Harry is a fruit?
I won't have that word in this house.
I was just saying, it's not, I don't care.
I don't care if you got it from God. I will not have it in the house. The point is, my own brother was wounded at his club.
But what can you do, dear?
Go down there
To your mother's?
to the club. I'll demand a public apology from Binky in front of the entire grill.
But if he won't even come to the telephone?
I'll have to fight him.
Oh, Standish.
I have to.
Oh, Daddy.
I can't let that remark stand.
Can I come with you, Dad?
You may not. I want you home with your mother.
Oh,
For heaven's sake.
No arguments, please.
Mr. Byers is half your age and twice your size.
It makes no difference.
And I think he was on the boxing team at Dartmouth.
No difference whatsoever.
And what about your bad shoulder? What about your hernia?
Oh, I'm sorry. I imagine I shall be seriously hurt, but I can't stand idly by.
oh, Daddy, please don't go.
The lamb will be overdone, Mrs.
And it's a beautiful lamb, Standish.
Now listen to me, all of you. And you too, Bertha. There is nothing I'd rather do in this world than sit down at this table with all of you and have some of Bertha's fine celery soup, followed by a leg of lamb with mint sauce and roast potatoes. Am I right about the sauce and the potatoes, Bertha?
Yes, sir.
There is nothing I'd rather do than that, but I have to forego it. My own brother has been publicly insulted at his club, and that means our family has been insulted. And when the family has been insulted, that means this table, these chairs, this room, and all of us in it, including you, Bertha, being treated with scorn. And so if I stayed here, if I sat down with all of you now, I wouldn't be able to converse. I wouldn't be able to laugh. I wouldn't be able to correct your grammar, David. I wouldn't be able to enjoy your fine meal, Bertha. I wouldn't even be able to kiss my handsome wife goodbye. Goodbye, dear.
Bye, darling.
Goodbye, Winkins.
Oh, goodbye,
Goodbye,
Daddy.
David.
So long, Dad. Good luck.
Goodbye, Bertha.
Goodbye, sir. God
Thank
bless you.
Thank you very much indeed.
Goodbye, sir. God bless you.
Oh, of course we can't eat now. Have something yourself, and the people can raid the icebox later.
Yes, Mrs.
And the children can have lamb hash on Saturday.
Yes, Mrs.
David, you and I will drive down to the club and wait for the outcome of tonight's lounge.
Okay, Mother.
Oh, so get a book, get a good book, get Ivanhoe. We could be quite a while.
Okay.
And Claire, I want you to stay here and hold the fort.
All right, Mother.
Get on the telephone to Dr. Russell. I don't care whether he's having dinner or in the operating room. Tell him to be at the club to give your father first aid.
All right, Mother.
And study your French. What, for heaven's sake?
Is it true about Uncle Henry?
Well, it may be, sweetheart, but you don't say it to him, and you don't say it at the club, and you don't say it within a 10-mile radius of your father.
No.
Good. Love this scene. We all love this scene. It's great. Okay, so what this scene is about for you, and actually for everybody in the family, because sort of everybody in the family has this because they've been brought up with it through their leader there, Vasily, is wasp pride. It's like, my pride is more important. My pride is more important than my physical well-being. You know, that's the center of that, right? And all of you, there's a sense of you all sort of have this little gem of pride stuck in you. So even when it manifests itself for you, Anj, in the thing where she says, well, you stay here and you hold the fort. Now you've been crying, but it's like, all right, Mother, I'll do it. You know what I mean? As we will all stand up for each other. We will
All united.
Yes, we will all get through this. It's very British. It's very
Okay.
British, you know,
Okay.
and, you know, white Anglo-Saxon. Where does Anglo-Saxon come from? But from the Isle of Dogs across the pond. So, you know, this is very British, this scene. Don't you think, Mel?
Yes, I do.
Oh God. Oh my
Well,
God.
the
That's really, it's
The whole
almost like,
play is very British.
Should we use an accent, an English accent?
no, but you should
Okay.
be
Proper.
proper. Absolutely proper. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So Cindy, for the very start of this, since we're changing it, the very first now line is, who's got the first line now? Is it,
I do.
and what is the line?
I got to go back. Hold on a second.
What's wrong, Mother, isn't it?
Yeah, what's wrong, Mother? So Cindy, if you start the scene this way, you start the scene with your back, what's wrong? Oh, I don't know. And then you turn around, then it's almost like, right, and it'll give you a nice launch for your scene. Okay?
Yep.
Vasily, what's your first entrance? What's
I've
your
got
first?
to go.
Yeah, so that is, I've got to go. I must. That's you are the center of the pride. That's what your character is all about. Willing to give up his physical nature just for the pride of the situation. Cindy, make sure that the very first time, I think it's just the first time you call for Bertha, that it sounds like you're calling off stage in the kitchen and that she's calling back on stage. I think that's just the first Bertha. There's also a Bertha where Bertha comes on and we just see her picture, and we don't even see anything, and then she just leaves. So it's
we
just,
got
there's no line, but we see her picture, and then that's another way we see Bertha. So there are three ways we see Bertha. We hear her off stage, we see her on screen where she says nothing, and then we see her on screen when she's part of the whole scene. I'll have to fight him first. Yes, here are your pride lines, Vasily. I'll have to fight him first. You know, I'll have to fight him. I'm going to have to. That's my pride. I'm sorry, I'll be terribly hurt. Right? I'm sorry, I'll be terribly hurt, but I'm going to do it anyway. You know, it's just that it's right. And then it's the same thing. Goodbye, Bertha. Goodbye, Winnikins. Goodbye. You know, it's like, I'm going off to war. I'm going off to war. That's absolutely a perfect metaphor.
Auntie
Must go.
Python scene.
The trumpet is calling. Right. And that's the center of that scene. It's a great scene. You all need to, you all understand it really well. Cindy, this is a really good scene for you. The worried mother on how this is all going to come out is right in your wheelhouse. I love this character. I like the decisions you're making on this character. Same with everybody else. John, your listening is so funny. How you listen. You don't say, your funniest scenes is when you're not saying a word, although you're very funny when you say a word too. It all sort of connects, you know. Since you don't have a lot of line responsibility in this scene, you can be a little more dangerous, and I like that. And it's that danger that I want all of you to be able to get a hold of before January 9th. It's that danger edge. It's so interesting to watch. It really is. That's me saying something about a Zoom performance. That's a lot for me to say, because I absolutely turned down directing three Zoom things that people have called me to do. I don't want to do it. I love working with you guys, and I don't want to pretend that I'm a television director or something. Anyway, does that all make sense to you? It's all about, think nothing but WASP pride. The very most important thing is our pride, is our family's pride, and we must all do that. Except for poor Bertha, who just has to work for these people.
Oh, she loves them though.
Oh, she does. She does. You're such a sport. Okay, good work. All right, let's. Is Cindy? Are you still doing okay, honey?
Yep.
I'm so proud of you. You're doing so well tonight.
I slept almost all of yesterday in the recliner for.
Yeah, there you go. What else do you what else do you do during a pandemic anyway? So
Well,
sleep is,
I wish I could sleep all day.
I know this is like the worst. This is the worst time of the year for you, right, John?
Oh my God. This is
Well,
the
not
last 2 weeks.
I
We're in the
just-
last 2 week stretch now of the semester. This is going to be the most wildest and craziest.
Yes.
Is it all remote now, John?
Oh, it's all remote now. Yeah, because they didn't want the kids coming back
Yeah.
after Thanksgiving because, you know, they would have had a quarantine for 2 weeks anyway. So
Yeah. Are they
I
coming
don't-
back after? Are they coming back after this semester?
we
After
don't know. It depends on, we have to see what the president's planning to, the president of the university is planning to do that, have the kids in person again. But, with the rate that things are going,
it ain't gonna happen.
I just hope they just close it down for the whole
Yeah.
spring. I think for the spring semester, we should have everything remote
Yep.
until we absolutely know what's going on, because it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous to try and do this with the threat of whatever,
Yeah, we're not even gonna get a vaccine till June, probably.
Yeah. I'm counting on being in Cleveland to do the opening show next September. That's what I'm hoping for.
Oh, you'll
So,
be there. I
When
think
you
you'll be
find
there.
out what that is.
yeah, well, I don't know what that is either. So, but yeah. Anyway, but yeah. Well, I know this is a really busy time for you, John.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's do Ruth. Let's do Ruth and Annie. And then Anj, I'm going to give you a shot right out of that scene going into the final toast. And I'll
Okay.
give you my, because I haven't worked at all on this with you.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Let's see what we got.
Oh, Annie, it looks absolutely spectacular.
Thank you, Mrs.
Now make sure the soup plates are hot.
I always do, Mrs.
But I think we can dispense with butter balls. Just give everyone a square of butter.
I'll do butter bowls, Mrs.
Would you? Oh, how nice. And keep an eye on the ashtrays. A lot of people still smoke between courses, but they don't want to be reminded.
I know, Mrs.
And let's see. Oh, yes. Before people arrive, I want to pay you and for Velma in the kitchen. It includes your taxi. So you can both just leave right after you clean up.
Thank you, Mrs.
You're welcome. And there's a little extra in yours. Just a present, Annie. You've been so helpful to the family over the years.
Thank you, Mrs.
And now I better check the living room.
Oh, yes, Mrs.
Oh, Annie, I heard something really strange through the grapevine. Mrs. Velman told me you won't be available anymore.
No, Mrs.
Not even for us, Annie. We've used you more than anyone.
I'm retiring, Mrs.
Surely special occasions, Annie. I mean, if we're desperate, can I call you at your nephew's?
He's moving away, Mrs.
But what will you do? Where will you go?
Well, I've got my sister in Milwaukee, Mrs.
Oh, we'll be lost without you, Annie.
You'll manage, Mrs.
Oh, but not like this. We'll never match this.
Thank you, Mrs.
I hear the bell.
No, I'll get it.
Annie? Coats in the upstairs and the women's in the main room. And
Yes, Mrs.
Annie,
Yes.
I just want to say thank you. Thank you for everything.
You're welcome, Mrs.
Oh, I know, but now doesn't this go right into the monologue?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No,
Yes.
that's all right. Yeah.
Lately, I've been having this recurrent dream. We're giving this perfect party. We have our dining room back and grandmother's silver before it was stolen, and Charlie's mother's royal blue dinner plates before the movers dropped them, and even the finger bowls, if I knew where they were. And I've invited all of our favorite people. I don't mean our old friends. I mean everyone we've ever known and liked. We'd have the man who fixes our Toyota. Oh, and the intelligent couple across the street who bought the Payson house, and the receptionist at the doctor's office, and the new teller at the bank. Oh, and of course we would invite our children too, and they'd all come back from wherever they are. And we'd have 2 cocktails and hot hors d'oeuvres and a first-rate cook in the kitchen and 2 maids that would serve, and everyone would just get along famously. My husband laughs when I tell him about this dream. He says, "Do you know what a party like that would cost? Do you know what a party like that would cost today?" Of course I know. I know all that, but sometimes I think it might be all worth it.
Bingo. Good. Good. All right. First of all, Anj, I love the look you have for this character.
Okay, good.
Ah, it's perfect. Absolutely perfect.
Okay.
All of that, just really nice.
Okay, great.
Yeah. And some of the time that you guys have taken to create some of these looks are really, really working great. So I just want to compliment all of you on that. So I just want you to play once in this scene, Anj. I want you to think about making it just a little bit more impersonal, if you know what I mean. Well, it's sort of talking to the help, really nice, but talking to the help like the help.
Right.
You know, right?
Yeah,
That's what
okay.
you know, that it's not your best friend, although
Right.
you wouldn't do a
But
dinner party without her.
No, but she's been part of my family for a very long time.
She
And,
has.
and I
She-
just heard that she's leaving me.
Yes,
Leaving me.
yes, absolutely. I don't think you could. What is it a grapevine? I heard for the grapevine. You heard it through the grapevine, but you don't believe the grapevine.
Right. Oh, okay.
You see what I'm
Okay.
saying? Is that
Yeah.
let me just say, I just thought of this. There's a sense of assumption to her character that other people are going, she assumes other people are going to behave and do things a certain way. That's who she is, that she's a person who assumes certain things the way they should be. So like at the very beginning, the directions you're giving her are things that you have said to her 1,000 times over the years that she's been working for you.
I agree with you. And I feel like I'm walking on eggshells because of this little thing that I know that might be true.
Yes.
So I don't want to like screw anything up. I mean, I'm losing like my right hand.
No. I think you're thinking of that too early. I think what you want to make sure is that you get the dinner party right. And then once everything's set for the dinner party, it's like, listen, I heard something through the grapevine. I know it can't be true, but somebody said you were leaving.
Okay. All right.
I know it's impossible to believe that you would possibly leave me. Or leave this whole situation. That's the sense of assumption that I'm giving. You can still care about somebody that way. You can still care about a servant somebody that way. But there is a sense of assumption that is completely different from the character of Annie, who was just tired of that assumption. She's
Right.
tired, first of all, but she's a little tired of that assumption. And even the thanks that you give her, which is truly sincere thanks, doesn't make up for it, for Annie. It's like you're saying it because it's the thing to say. It's thank you so much. I could not have been as popular without you.
Right.
But there is a difference there is eminently a difference between you and me.
Okay.
I just want you to think about that as you work on it, because you really understand it. The look is great. Now, if you take that point of view, what's the very last thing that you say to Annie?
Okay. I thank her. I just say, Annie, and she said, "Thank you, Annie, for everything."
Yeah, and then I say, "You're welcome, Mrs."
You're welcome, Mrs. Yeah, and it's great. And Cindy, you understand this character's tiredness so well, because that's exactly how you feel right now. And it just, well, this is what I keep saying to you guys.
Like 80 years old, so.
Use what is happening to you to your advantage every time. So when you walk into an audition or you walk into a situation and you don't feel yourself, you have to use what you're not feeling about yourself and not try to pretend that it's not happening to yourself. In this particular situation, it's just a perfect marriage of how you actually feel and what the character's going through. So it's great. Yeah. So then you thank her and she leaves, and then you come, and what's the beginning of the monologue?
Lately, I've been having this recurrent dream.
Now you're talking to me like I'm your best friend.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
like I'm a peer. So that we see a little bit, you see what I'm saying, is you have an opportunity to create a little bit of difference in how she speaks to her maid and how she speaks to her friends, even though the maid has been with her
Okay.
all her life. You see you see the easy decision is to say it, make it friendly, but there's no drama in that.
Right.
The drama is in the fact that this woman who has worked for you all life really understands you,
Right.
but you do not understand her.
Okay.
You do not understand why she could possibly want to leave, let alone leave you in the lurch alone. You know what I mean? You don't understand. She understands your life. You don't understand hers. I think that's what I'd like to see sort of emerge from this
Okay.
scene. Does that make
I was,
sense?
yeah, it makes sense. I was playing more the feely kind of person who.
Yeah. And I'm saying that's absolutely viable to play that. I just don't think it's as dramatically interesting.
Yeah, yeah,
And as a director, what I'm always trying to do is to look for something that's not easy, you know,
Right.
that doesn't fall into it. And the other thing that sort of clicked into my imagination about it is that I feel that you're talking to me at the end in that monologue like I'm one of your group, like I'm one of your people.
mhm,
And I am one of your people because I've just learned about your pride in all your people for the last hour and a half. So, you know,
mm.
so you have that. And I think that's a perfect way to end it. So,
Oh,
okay.
so we're not gonna clink glasses and go to
I have to think about that. I don't know. I'm not sure about that yet. I think I may. I think it makes a lot of sense to bring you all on at the end with a little glass. Yes, to toast the audience. So we will probably do that. But I'm also positive that you guys can handle that, so I don't need to rehearse that now. Okay. Okay, Cindy, good. We got you caught up here, I think. It was great. Now I want you to rest for a little bit, okay? And we're gonna run a couple other things. So
Good.
let me bring the rest of you back. We still got an hour, which is just awesome.
Great.
Is there anybody that's been working on something for a while that they really want to work out tonight?
Oh,
'Cause
you're frozen.
I'm frozen?
No, you were.
Oh.
James, would you like to do that or Arsene?
Well, I feel like Mel and I have not done our scene in a long time.
Okay, you mean the underneath, oh, yeah, yeah, I know. Yeah, I think you did it. Yeah,
Tim and Meg.
yeah, what
We
I'm,
did that earlier. I feel like we've done it once.
okay.
Am I
All right,
right?
Yes. Well, we haven't
Yes.
done it for a long time.
All right, well, let's do that next then, if that's what you want, that's what you want to do. And then anybody else, while we're running through that, if you have things that you want to run through that you've been looking at that you'd like to get a repetition on, that's what we'll use the rest of the evening for. And I'll just take requests and we'll go through. Okay,
Okay.
makes sense? Okay, good. All right, good. So
What page? I'll be on book.
It starts on 54.
Okay.
Can you guys hear me? I changed to a speaker. Is it working okay?
Yeah,
No, it sounds like an old radio.
An old radio station, yeah.
So like that's not good, right?
Nope.
Okay, thank you.
But you're not cutting out. Sometimes you cut out.
Yeah, it's just like so distant.
So maybe I need to. So my you're saying my microphone is cutting out when I use my headphones?
Sometimes you cut out. But
Oh,
then
you know what?
let's just do
I
it.
haven't
Let's
swapped
see
it
what
up
happens.
yet.
yeah. Also
Um,
realize that, you know, when we do this, nobody's going to have headphones in. So
Right. Well, maybe I should.
what's that?
Then-
How are we gonna hear each other?
Well, maybe.
I'm sorry, Cindy, what were you saying?
How are we gonna hear each other if nobody has headphones or?
Well, everybody has a speaker on their computer, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I think there is on this thing, because I'm not using anything.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you're not using headphones and I hear you fine.
Okay,
And if I
Good.
took my headphones out and unplugged it, you'd hear me fine, same way. The only reason I do this is so that I don't disturb my whole household. My giant household in my 450 square feet.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I can't wait to get out of here and go to Florida. I just can't tell you.
you put me in your trunk. I need some warm weather.
I can't believe, you know, can you guys honestly believe that it's almost been a year that
I can't believe it. I
I
can't.
just can't believe it.
Neither can I.
Thank God we're all alive.
That's
Well-
right. Thank you.
Got that right.
Thanks for reminding us. of that,
Yeah, that is a
Vasily.
reminder.
Yeah.
At the moment. Yeah.
It's scary out there, I tell you, and I just want to tell all of you guys, and I'm sure you're extra safe. So as these numbers keep going up, I just get more and
Yeah.
more freaked out. I just try, and the way I deal with it is just to be safer, try to do everything that's safe. So, okay,
Don't
let's
care.
get this cranky old man and his forward-looking wife an opportunity to
I'm
work.
not his wife, I'm his daughter.
Oh, this is the daughter one. Oh God, I forgot. I thought this was the, you're not gonna do that on those placemats. I'm with you now. Okay.
All right.
All right, let's see what we got. Here we go.
I do not know how to turn mine off.
Turn what? Your screen off?
Yeah.
Don't you have to go up in the right-hand corner?
Oh, okay. So if I do that,
There you go. Look,
my headshot. Okay, good.
good. All right, here we go.
Where are you going now, Daddy?
I think your mother'd like a drink.
She's reading to the children.
That's why she might want one.
He wants no such thing, Daddy.
Well, then let's go see how the Red Sox are doing.
And
Glad.
I want one, James.
Did I not say that?
No,
Okay,
All right,
good.
let's start.
Start again, Daddy.
Yeah, start again, Daddy. Okay, here we go. All right, here we go.
Where are you going now, Daddy?
I think your mother might want a drink.
No, she's reading to the children.
Wait, can we go back for a second? So this is really odd, but Daddy came out like a much younger woman.
Oh, okay.
You know, even though you call him Daddy and have all of his life and always will call him Daddy, you part of the thing is you've got to be a fucked up, overexperienced woman too. Overexperienced, I love that. Yeah, I know. Well, this is the biggest.
Overstimulated.
I'm not sure, Mel, but is this the biggest stretch for you? I don't know.
Stick with experience.
That's a very big
Oh, I
stretch.
love that
Thank
look.
you. But
All
yeah,
right.
not now it costs.
Ah,
Hey, look, Daddy, where are you going now, Daddy?
I think your mother might want a drink.
Oh, she's reading to the children.
That's why she might want one.
Lie.
he wants no such thing, Dad.
He wants no such thing, Daddy.
Then I want one.
Now? It's not even 5.
Well, then let's go see how the Red Sox are doing.
Daddy, stop.
Stop what?
Stop avoiding me. Ever since I got here, we haven't been able to talk.
My God, what do you mean? Seems to me everybody's been talking continuously and simultaneously since the moment you got off the plane.
Alone, Daddy. I mean alone. And you know I mean alone.
All right, we'll talk. Right here in the dining room. It's a good place to talk. Why not?
I love this room. I've always loved it.
Yeah. Good place to talk. Why not? As a matter of fact, I'm a little bit tired. It's been a long day.
I love this room. I've always loved it. Always.
Mother and I still use it now and then, once a week. You know, Mrs. Shoemaker, no, Mrs.
Robinson.
Robinson. Mrs. Robinson still cooks us a meal in here once, and we eat it right in here still. Pork loins, broilers.
I left him, Daddy.
Well, no, a little vacation.
I left him permanently.
Permanently is a very long time. Very long word.
I can't live with him. We don't get along at all.
I mean, let's wait till now.
Could we live here, Dad?
Here,
Just for a few months
with 3 small children?
while I work up my life?
I'm sorry, you broke up.
While I work out my life, Daddy.
You know what time is it? 5 o'clock. I think
I think the sun is over the yard.
Hans, let me call for it, okay?
Sure.
I think the sun is over the yard arm, don't you? Or if it isn't, it should be. I think it's almost permissible for you and I to have a drink, Meg.
Can we stay here, Dad?
Make us a drink, Meggie.
All right.
Like a scotch, sweetheart, make it reasonably strong. And you'll find the silver measuring gizmo in the drawer by the trays. 2 shots of scotch and a splash of water. And I like that glass with the big pheasant on it. Not too much ice, not too much ice.
Okay, all right, Dad.
Saw Mimi Mott the other day. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Dad.
There she was, just being a very good sport with her third husband. Her third, who's deaf as a post and extremely disagreeable. Can you hear me?
I'm listening, Dad.
And so I took her aside and I said, now, Mimi, tell me the truth. If you'd spent half as much effort with your first husband as you did with these last two, don't you think you'd still be married to him? I asked her that point blank. And you know what she said? Maybe. That's exactly what she said. Maybe. She made the effort.
That's your generation, Dad,
That's every generation.
not mine.
Every generation has to make an effort.
Line.
I won't go back to him, Dad.
I won't go back there, Dad. I want to be here.
I wanted to drink with the pheasant on it.
I think the kids used it.
Oh,
So, can we stay here, Dad?
I sleep in your room now. Your mother kicked me out because I snore. And we use the boys' room to watch television.
I'll use the guest room.
What about the kids?
They'll sleep on the third floor in the maid's rooms.
That's been closed up. We closed that up because of the oil bills.
I don't care, Daddy. We'll work it out, please.
Give another try first.
No,
Another try.
no. And he's got someone else anyway. She's living there right now. She's moved in.
Well, then fly back up there and kick her out.
Oh, Dad.
I'm serious. I mean, you don't know this, but that's what your mother did. You know, one time I became romantically involved with Mrs. Shoemaker. We took a little trip together to Sea Island. Your mother got wind of it and came right down and told Betty Shoemaker to get on the next train. And that's all there was to it. Why don't you do that? Go tell this woman to peddle her papers elsewhere. We'll sit with the children while you do.
I've got someone too, Dad.
You mean a little fling.
I've been living with him. I've been going with him.
A little fling.
We've been living together.
Where's your husband?
He stayed with his girl.
And the children?
They came and went.
Well, they're a little complicated.
Oh, it is, Dad. That's why I needed to come home.
All right, let's review the bidding, shall we? Do you plan to marry this new man?
No,
You don't love him,
no. And he's married already anyway.
and he loves his wife,
No,
but you don't love him
yes,
or your husband.
yes.
And your husband's fallen in love with someone else.
No, he lives with someone else.
And your children, my grandchildren, come and go amongst these various households.
Yes. Sort of, yes.
Sounds extremely complicated.
Oh, it is, Dad. It really is.
Well, then it seems to me the first thing to do is to simplify things. That's the first thing. You ask the man you're living with to leave. You sue your husband for divorce. You keep the house you live in. Your children stay in their present schools, and you get advice from your therapist. Yeah.
There's someone else.
Someone else.
Someone else entirely.
A third person.
Yes.
What's that movie your mother and I like so much? The Third Man?
It's not a man, Dad.
Not a man.
It's a woman.
Woman.
I've fallen in love with a woman, Dad. I've been involved with a woman. I haven't fallen in love with her. I've been involved with a woman, but it's not working. And I don't know who I am, and I need to touch base. And hi, I need to be here, Daddy. I want to come home.
I think we skipped, because I got to go get you a drink. I got to make us both a drink.
Not yet.
No, I thought it was.
Did we? Okay, I'm sorry.
You were right.
So go now. You want to? Why don't you give me that line again?
I've been involved with a woman, Daddy, and it's not working, and I don't know who I am. And I just want to touch base, and I want to be here, Dad. I just want to be home.
I think I'll get a repair. Would you like a repair? I'll take your glass. I'll make us both repairs.
I'm all mixed up, Dad. I'm all over the ballpark. I mean, I've taken a second job and I'm seeing a crisis counselor, and I jog 2 miles a day, and none of it's working, Daddy. None of it's working. I want to be home. I want to take the kids to the Park Lake and to the art gallery, and I want to do all those things that you and Mother used to do with all of us. Oh, I just want to start all over again, Dad. I want to start all over again.
I made one for your mother. And found the glass with the pheasant on it in the trash can. Someone broke it. So let's have a nice cocktail with your mother and see if we can get the children to sit quietly while we do.
You don't want us here, do you, Dad?
Of course we do, darling. A week, 10 days, you're most welcome.
I can't go back, Daddy.
Neither can I, sweetheart. Neither can I.
You're on mute, Bill.
What? I didn't hear that.
Yeah, here we go. So there's some really good moments in this scene, some really good moments, and obviously some things that aren't connecting yet. So, again, and this is a note not only for this scene, but everybody in every scene where this happens, and it happens a lot, is when you're calling off to the kitchen, you got to sound like you're calling off to the kitchen. And when the person is in the kitchen, you got to sound like you're calling back into the other room. That vocal dynamic is something that works for the dialogue that happens for. One of the great things is this little moment where Mel's character just, when you were off making your final drink, where you finally find out that the pheasant glass is broken, Mel is pouring her heart out. It's actually easier for her character to do that when you're not in the room looking at her, right? And she's pouring it, and then you come back in and go, "Here, I got you this drink," and it's like you didn't hear a word she said. You didn't hear, and that's exactly right. So the dynamic of on stage and off stage is really important in a Zoom play. In a regular play, you also have to do it, but we see it, so we believe it no matter what. But in this case, we don't necessarily see it. Deaf as a post. Perfect story. You know the maybe story, James?
Yes.
Why are you telling that story?
Because I want her to try harder.
Well, you wanted to try a way that sort of always, it's an example. You're using that story as an example of how she should behave, right?
Right.
That's right. That's why, that's all it is.
It's not just information. It's very intentional, yes.
It's a parable that describes how she should handle. It's a parable. And I'm glad you brought, and all of us, as we get older, we own these parables about the way life should go. And these parables become answers to questions. And that's exactly what this is. You're actually setting her up. What leads us into the maybe story?
I think I say we need a drink because, wait a second. I say let's have a drink because, she tells me something.
Just to read the lines going into the maybe story.
I say, you know what? So she says she wants. That's when she wants to live here. That's when she says she wants to live here. First, she says she's leaving him, but when she says she wants to live here, and I say,
read the dialogue. Tell me where the dialogue is. I want to hear the dialogue.
Okay. I can't live with them. Well, you may think that now. Well, could we live here, for a few months with 3 small children while I work out my life?
Good. Now,
Then
would you
I
would
turn
you
around
tell me?
and make-
Hold it, James. Now, keep that page number and where it is. And I want Mel to read her lines and you to read your lines. Start the same place and go right into it. Let me hear that.
Okay, page 55.
I can't live with him, Dad. We don't get along at all.
Oh, well, you may think that now.
Could we live here, Dad,
Here,
for a few months
3 small children?
while I work out my life?
You know, what time is it? A little after 5. I think the sun is over the yard arm, don't you? Or if it isn't, it should be. I think it's almost permissible for you and me to have a little drink, Meg. Make us a drink, Maggie.
All right.
Keep going. Keep going.
I like scotch, sweetheart. Make it reasonably strong. Now you'll find the silver measuring gizmo in the drawer by the trays. And I want 2 shots and a splash of water. Not too much ice.
All right.
I saw Mimi Mott the other day. You hear me?
I can hear you, Dad.
There she was. Being a good sport, being a very good sport with her 3rd husband.
Okay, good. Okay, good. Hold right here. Okay, good. Come on back, Mel. So now you've got her off stage, right, James? So you know what the character knows what I saw Mimi Mott the other day. Yeah, yeah. You know what you know what I mean? It's just this sense of you got her in this position. It's great. And it's like, oh, I just thought of this, but you hadn't thought of this. This is right. Okay. And when you do this, look to your right to talk to her. Okay, because Mel is exiting on her right, so it'll match up well.
Okay.
All right. This is the perfect story for this situation, right? I mean, you come up with the perfect little story that you've told many. I saw you didn't see Mimi Mott the other day. You did not see Mimi Mott the other day. I'm just saying, you know this story and you're using this story to make the point to her, because his key line for this whole scene is, let's just simplify things, all right? That's all he's trying to do. Every time she takes something complicated, he tries to simplify it. And she keeps making it more, he goes, well, you love him, don't you? And then she goes, no, I'm in love with a woman. Well, you say that now, but I mean, you're always trying to simplify these things.
Right. Like at the end of this, I'm like, you just need to make more of an effort.
Yeah, that's it.
You'll be glad you did.
See how simple that is? You just need to make more of an effort. All right, let's go in the other room and watch the game. I mean, let's simplify it.
Okay.
And it's not, I mean, if there was ever a not simple situation, this is the not simple situation. I mean, there's nothing simple about this woman's. Okay, so Mel, when you talk about how things are going to work out in the house, when your character about, someone will sleep there and someone will sleep there and I'll do this. This has all been pre-thought out by you before the discussion.
Okay.
It's not like you're making it up. It's like you have to, for years of dealing with your father, that you have to come up with the solution for him because that makes it simple for him.
Okay, good.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I think one of the things that I'm feeling about your character that's working so well is that you know your father really well. You know him really well. And that's really important. He doesn't know you and has no interest in knowing you, but you know him really well.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect story. Mel thought throughout came and went, release truth. What is Mel came and went? Something came and went.
Children, they came and went.
What is, say it again?
The children, they came and went
From the various households.
in the various households. Yeah.
Read the lines that go into that for me, would you?
Find it now. Do you see it, James?
Yeah, it's top of 57.
Oh. So
Yeah, you
I
mean-
got someone too, Dad.
Yeah.
You mean you've
Yeah,
had a little fling? I've been going with someone, a little fling. I've been living with him. Where is your husband? He stayed with his girl, and your children. Oh, they came and went. Is that what you wanted, Bill?
That's
Well,
exactly.
yeah, I want to hear the lines that go into it and keep going. I just want to hear it.
Okay.
I'm just trying to get the context. I wrote a note down and I don't understand the context.
Okay. I've got someone else too, Dad.
What do you mean you've had a little fling?
Good. So you see how this simplifies, John? It says, I got someone else too, Dad. You mean you've had a little fling? That's simple. Okay, big deal. All right, now keep that going. Go ahead.
I've been going with someone.
A little fling.
I've been living with him.
Where's your husband?
He stayed with his girl.
And your children?
They came and went.
Sounds a little complicated.
Oh, it is, Dad. That's why I needed to come home.
Good. You see, look at that. You hear that? The solution of the line was, that sounds a little complicated. Where's your husband? Where's your children? You know, each one of those gets a little serious. I mean, it's like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Wow, that sounds a little complicated. And I don't want to go there. All right, go back to the beginning. Go back to where you started before. Go through it again. Here we go.
I've got someone too, Dad.
You mean you've had a little fling?
I've been going with someone.
A little fling.
I've been living with him.
Where's your husband?
He stayed with his girl.
Your children?
They came and went.
Sounds a little complicated.
Oh, it is, Dad. That's why I needed to come home.
Now let's review the bidding, may we?
Good. Yeah, so great. You see, every time she gets to the edge of really discussing what she wants with you, you change the. Oh, okay, good. Now let's review the bidding. You know, right? You see how that?
I get that I'm frustrating her because I'm not letting her connect.
No, you're not. Because you're not really hearing her. You're always trying to simplify her complications. That's your act. I'm always trying. And when it doesn't, and when it just doesn't work out to be simple, it's like, you know, honey, I think we could use another re-drink. Yeah. I mean, it's clear all the way through. Okay, good. Mel, third person. No tell.
Someone else, Dad. Someone else.
Okay, so Mel, let's discuss this. Let's go under the premise this next time that you go through it that you did not want to bring up the woman.
Okay.
Right? And you had always hoped and planned in this discussion that there was no way you were going to bring it up, so that it becomes a decision in the moment to finally wake him up.
Good.
You know, that you didn't want to bring, because you know he will never understand that. I mean, you know he will. So it's something that you're holding and you never expected to bring it up. And I think
like that. Yeah.
I like that too. Repair, show. Oh yeah. Make sure you show, I'd like a little repair. Would you like a little repair? Make sure you show your glass on that.
Okay.
That'll clear that up. Great. James, it's that always that sense that I want you to work on, where you hear something and it sounds complicated and you go, okay, what's that? And then she tells you that, all right, so that's this. Okay, so it's that. You know, it's holding on to that it's me getting involved in that process with you.
I got you. Like whether it's a conscious tactic or not, I'm always simplifying.
It's not a conscious tactic. It's a life action. You've been doing that all of your life. So it's not a conscious tactic. It's just who you are.
Got it.
And we all know people like this. And we all, I mean, parents who will not deal with issues that children are having right in the present tense, just continue on as if those problems aren't there. That's the only way they can deal with it, you know. And usually we grow out of that and we have an epiphany with our parents. In this particular case, that hasn't happened. That's what I love about this scene. You two have any questions about this? Everything sort of starting to make sense?
No, I don't have any questions. That really
Okay.
helped.
I don't-
You just got to work on that, James. Just when you go into this, everything's got to be simple. Everything's simple. Everything's simple. Just write that at the top of your page. And Mel writes at the top of her page, I got to get what I got to get, and I'm not going to tell him about I'm not going to tell him the whole truth. I'm going to tell him the truth that I know he can handle. So that moment when you make that decision to do it, it's really something that, I
I
don't know.
love that because it makes it different than saying about the husband and saying about the other one. It's, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And again, did we give a year for this? What was the year that we put on this?
78.
Yeah, okay. So in 1978, lesbian relationships were really not at the top of the table. Okay, good. All right. So you got to run through on that, work on it next time, okay?
Yes.
John, do you have a scene that let's run through, you know what scene I want to see, John, is I want to see the one with you and Vasily, where you're the cranky old man. We should, you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
You know, you're the one who's going to college. You're the one who's right. We worked on that last time. I want to see if have you guys worked on that at all? Probably not, right?
Nope.
Nope. Okay. Listen, you know, you guys live together.
Well, that's the problem.
I know. You're never together when you're living together, right?
It's like living in the city and never go to Metropolitan Museum.
Okay, so my expectations, and you know, I have so many expectations. My expectation is that any of the scenes that you two have together are always going to be great because you have time to run over them. And I guarantee you have got to take 15 or 20 minutes a day to start doing this
We will.
because you're in the same room. It's just such an advantage that you have over everybody else. And I know you're so busy, John. Jesus Christ, I know that.
Well, so is Vasily. I mean, Vasily, besides his own work, he's also been putting this house together. And I mean, I haven't had time to do any unpack. He's unpacking. He's putting lights on the fixtures on the walls and doing all kinds of, I mean, it's just whatever.
I know. And, you know, sometimes I talk to him during the day and he's somewhere else. Can you imagine that? Jesus.
Yeah, and we're not literally in the same room, actually, by the way.
Different floors.
Floors,
Yes,
have-
We're texting each other. We're in the same house and we're calling and texting each other from different floors.
That's freaky. That's really freaky. And Barbara's there now too, right?
And Barbara's here too. And he's helping Barbara. He's taking care of Barbara. He's whatever.
And on top of that, I make dinners, breakfasts, and whatever, what have you.
And you
My
take care of
husband-
all, and you take care of all my shit. So, you know, you are the man, Vasily.
He is the man.
He is the man.
He is the
man.
man. All right.
Okay.
Now that we've sucked up appropriately, let's see if we can get this scene going.
Yeah, because we still need him to do more work in the house. So yeah.
Yeah, really.
Thanks, Bill.
Okay. Here we go.
Hold on. Let me get there. What page are
Yep.
we on, Vasily?
It's 33. Oh, shoot. Grandpa,
Hold on a second. I'm not ready. For Christ's sake.
He hasn't gotten back from the club yet.
Where the hell is my water?
All right, there we go.
Oh, he didn't come back from the club. He went right to the hospital.
All right. Are you ready?
Go
All
ahead.
right.
Shoot.
Remember, you got to be here, Vasily, and everything you say is sort of a repetition of what your parents told you to say. Okay, here we go.
Grandpa,
Which one are you?
meet Gramp
What do you want?
to have lunch with your Gramp.
And you're late.
I went down to the club.
Who said I'd be at the club?
My parents said you always eat there.
Well, lately I've been coming home.
Yes, sir.
Don't know half the people at the club anymore. Rather be here at my own table. Dora takes care of me. Don't you, Dora?
Yes, sir.
Well, you tracked me down anyway. That shows some enterprise. Bring him some lunch, Dora.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Gramp.
So, you're Nick, eh?
Yes, I am.
You're the one who wants to go to Europe this summer.
No, that's Mary. That's my cousin.
Ah, you're the one who wants the automobile, says he can't go to college without an automobile.
No, that's my brother Tony, Grandpa.
Well, what do you want then?
Oh, I don't really want.
Everyone who sits down with me wants something. Usually it's money. You want money?
Yes, sir.
For what?
My education, Grandpa.
Education, eh?
Good. So right there, Vasily, you look bored with the conversation, and you should really be on edge about every word of the conversation, trying to get the words right, because if you say something wrong to this fucking old man, that he's just going to go off on one of his things, and your parents. So you've got all of your radar up, man. You're listening to everything because you want to come out with the right answer. I've got to come out with the right answer every time. So go back 2 questions there, John, and let's go.
Everyone who sits down with me wants something. Usually it's money. You want money?
Yes, sir.
For what?
My education, Grandpa.
Education, eh? That's a good thing. Or can be. Doesn't have to be. Can be a bad thing. And where do you want to be educated?
St. Luke's School in Litchfield, Connecticut.
Never heard of it.
It's an excellent boarding school for boys.
Is it Catholic?
I don't think so, Grandpa.
Sounds Catholic to me.
I think it's high Episcopalian, Grandpa.
Then it's expensive.
My parents think it's a first-rate school, Grandpa.
Ah, your parents think,
They've discussed all the boarding schools and decided that this is the best.
They decided, eh?
Yes, sir.
And then they decided you should get your grandfather to pay for it.
Yes, sir.
Hmm.
Good. And you see how those can be really positive answers, Vasily? It's like, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank God I got 2 questions I can answer honestly. Ask those 2 questions again, John, and go on.
Let's see. Your parents think, huh?
Yes, sir.
No, you to the wrong line.
Tell them where you started.
After you say my parents think it's a first-rate school, Grandpa. That's where
You see that, V?
Yes.
Okay, that's where we're going to start.
Your parents think.
Jesus Christ.
They've discussed all the boarding schools.
Oh, okay.
Same
They've
thing.
got it. Never mind. All right. Let's do it all over again. Give me that line.
Your parents think.
They've discussed all the boarding schools and decided this is the best.
They decided, eh?
Yes, sir.
And then they decided you should get your grandfather to pay for it.
Yes, sir.
Another one leaving the nest, Dora,
Oh, yes, sir.
and taking a piece of the nest egg.
Yes, sir.
Why don't you stay home?
Me?
You.
Oh, because I want to broaden myself.
You want to what?
I want to broaden my horizons. My horizons need broadening.
I see.
And I'll meet interesting new friends.
Don't you have any interesting friends here?
Oh, sure, Gramp.
I do. Sorry.
Good. I want to go back. Right. I love that. And you'll meet interesting new friends and you go, yes, sir. Right. And then he says, don't you have any friends here? I mean, oh yeah, Grandpa. And I just want to stay with them. I don't want to go to this fucking place. So that has to be under that a little bit. Oh yeah, I got friends here. Because it's sort of going to set up for your explosion. All right. John, what are you laughing at?
What? This line, when he just said, I have friends here, it just kills me. I know a guy who makes bunk in his basement.
Yeah, that's great.
It just kills me. This is just too funny.
I love this scene. It's great.
I got friends. What's the matter? Can't you see what it is to have good friends here?
That's it. Now start them out. get a common starting place and let's do it again.
Yeah. All right, well, I'll do from the bottom of page 34. Why don't you stay home?
Okay.
Why don't you stay home?
Me?
You.
Oh, because I want to broaden myself.
You want a what?
I want to broaden my horizons. My horizons need broadening.
Ah, I see.
And I'll meet interesting new friends.
Well, don't you have any interesting friends here?
Oh, sure, Graham.
I do. I have interesting friends right here. I know a man who makes boats in his basement.
But
I know a man who plays golf with his wife.
but I'll meet different types, Graham, from all over the country. New York, California.
Why would you want to meet anyone from New York?
Well, they're more sophisticated, Graham. They'll buff me up.
They'll what?
My mother says I need buffing up.
You think he needs buffing up, Dora?
Oh, no, sir.
Dora doesn't think you need buffing up. I don't think you need buffing up. You'll have to give us better reasons.
Well, they have advanced Latin there.
I see. And?
And an indoor hockey rink.
Yes, and?
And beautiful grounds and surroundings.
Don't we? Don't we have beautiful surroundings? Why do we have to go away to have beautiful surroundings?
I don't know, Graham. All I know is everyone is going away these days.
Everyone's going away. Hear that, Dora? Everyone's going away.
Oh, no, well, yes, sir. Oh, no.
No, that was mine.
Nick, it's Nick. You hear that, Dora? Everyone's going away.
An awful lot of people are going away.
I didn't go away.
I know, Graham.
Didn't even go to Country Day. Went to the old PS 36 down on Huron Street.
Yes, Graham.
Didn't finish either. Father died and I had to go to work. Had to support my mother.
I know that, Graham.
My father didn't go to school at all. Learned Greek at the plow.
You told us, Graham.
Yes, well, I didn't do too badly. Without a high Episcopal boarding school and an indoor hockey rink.
But you're a self-made man, Graham.
Oh, is that what I am? And what are you? Don't you want to be self-made? Or do you want other people to make you? Hmm? Hmm? What do you got to say to that?
I don't know.
Everyone wants to go away. Me, I went away twice. Took 2 vacations in my life. First vacation, took a week off from work to marry your grandmother. Went to Hot Springs, Virginia. Bought this table. Second vacation, Europe, 1928. Again, with your grandmother. Hated the place. Knew I would. Miserable meals. Took a trunk load of shredded wheat along. Came back when it ran out. Back to this table. They're all leaving us, Dora, scattering like birds.
Oh, yes, sir.
We're small potatoes these days.
Yes, sir.
This one wants to go to one of those fancy New England boarding schools. He wants to play ice hockey indoors with that crowd from Long Island and Philadelphia. He'll come home talking with marbles in his mouth. We won't understand a word, Dora.
Yes, sir.
But we won't see much of him, Dora. He'll go visiting in New York and Baltimore. He'll drink liquor in the afternoon and get mixed up with women who wear lipstick and trousers and whose only thought is the next dance. And he wants me to pay for it all. Am I right?
No, Graham. No, I don't. I don't want to go, really. I never wanted to go. I want to stay home with all of you.
Finish your greens. They're good for your lower intestine. No, you go. You gotta go. I'll send you to St. Hoosie's and Betsy to Miss Watts and young Andy to whatever it's called. And Mary can go to Europe this summer and Tony can have a car and it's all fine and dandy. Now go on, enjoy yourselves, all of you. Leave town. Travel, see the world. It's bound to happen. And you know who's going to be sitting here when you get back? I'll tell you who'll be sitting right in this chair. Some Irish fella, some Jewish gentleman is going to be sitting right at this table, saying the same thing to his grandson. And your grandson will be back at the plow. And come to think of it, that won't be a bad thing either. Will it, Dora?
Oh, no, sir. Okay, back on.
Is that the
Well,
end of the
go on.
scene?
Well, go on. Hurry.
Oh.
Bring him his checkbook before he falls asleep.
Good. So Anj, on that, well, go on, hurry. You know, should have a real great sense of urgency to it.
Absolutely. I'm sorry.
Okay, good, good. So Vasily, this is coming along really nice with you. John, you've got this character nailed. I love it. I love the way you're even using the screen. You know, you sometimes get up in his fucking face. I love that. It's great. Vasily, my favorite moment in your view is, and he goes, you, and you go, me? You know, and you're scared shitless to get anything wrong. And I love that fear. I love the fear inside of him of trying to get every line right, to say the right thing in front of this guy who could just go off on you in any moment. The other thing is, and frequently he does go off in the stories that you know. Once in a while, I see you kind of like roll your eyes at him telling a story that you've obviously heard many times. Try to do that more internally than externally, because I don't think he would ever risk getting caught making an expression like that in the same room when he's sitting right across the table from him. But that's what's going on inside of him. Absolutely, it's what's going on inside of him. But you just got to make that more, those moments more internal. Does that make sense to you? Okay, good. And it'll be stronger because, again, anything that you make externally, like if you do.
Can we try that section when
Yeah.
he's telling that story? I just want to try to do something.
Okay, tell him where.
We're going away.
And everybody else, you can start looking up start looking at your stuff in the very last scene in Act 1, the Aura Lee scene. That's the last thing we're going to do tonight. So, all right, here we go.
John, I think the top of or the end of 35.
Tell me which line you want me to take it from.
Don't we have beautiful surroundings? Blah blah blah.
Yeah, can we take it just a little bit before that?
Okay.
Can we take it from Dora doesn't think you need buffing up?
Okay.
Because I wanted to work on that little section myself there.
Okay. Let's do that.
All right. Dora doesn't think you need buffing up. I don't think you need buffing up. You'll have to give us better reasons.
Well, they have advanced Latin there.
I see. And
indoor hockey rink.
yes, and
beautiful grounds and surroundings.
don't we? Don't we have beautiful surroundings? Why do we have to go away to have beautiful surroundings?
I don't know, Graham. All I know is everyone is going away these days.
Everyone's going away. Hear that, Dora? Everyone's going away.
An awful lot of people are going away.
I didn't go away.
I know, Graham.
Didn't even go to Country Day. Went to the old PS 36 down on Huron Street.
Yes, Graham.
Didn't finish either. Father died and I had to go to work. Had to support my mother.
I know that, Graham.
My father didn't go to school at all. Learned Greek at the plow.
You told us, Graham.
Yes, well, I didn't do too badly without a high Episcopal boarding school and an indoor hockey rink.
But you are self-made, Graham.
Oh. is
Good.
that
That's
what
exactly it, Vasily. That's exactly it. That's exactly right. Great. Great job, both of you. Really, really nice adjustment, V. I loved it. You see, internally, it's so much funnier than rolling of the eyes is just so easy. But playing that internally like you're afraid and you know exactly what's going to happen, absolutely wonderful.
I actually, you know what's so interesting? When you said internally, instead of rolling up my eyes, I felt like I want to take my sight a little bit off.
Uh-huh, yeah,
Did
yeah, yeah,
And I
nice.
think, and I felt that that was much more natural to me.
Yes.
As if like when you try to not to obviously to show the person who is Jesus Christ, and here we go again.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like you just don't make eye contact with them. It's just kind of,
Exactly.
yeah, that's, yeah, whatever that decision was, it worked great.
Okay.
It worked great. Nice work.
Bill, I just have a very tiny question.
Sure.
The last thing that I say to Vasily, hurry up, I come on, but the next scene is the Marjorie Paul scene. So the transition has to be fast because I wanted to put my hair a special way for Marjorie. So I don't know how that transition is going to work. I guess we'll work it out at tech or something.
Yeah, let me see. What page are we on?
If 37, my 37.
Okay, I'm on, oh, yeah, this is the under the table scene, right?
Yeah,
So read the last 3 lines of the scene for me. John, read your last line. Can we go from there? Let me just hear it if I can end it a different way.
Okay.
I'm sorry, where are we?
At the 37, bottom.
Okay. Okay. And come to think of it, that won't be a bad thing either. Will it, Dora?
No, sir. And then I come in. Well, go on. Hurry, bring him in his checkbook before he falls asleep.
Okay, good. So what we'll do is we won't bring your picture on. We'll just, we'll just let it, and then like John will get up when he gets up to leave. John gets up to leave. He's going to exit right. Okay.
You want me to literally get out of the chair and go?
Yeah, I want you to really go to your right. And so Vasily, you're watching him go to the right, right? You're watching him go to the right. And then as you watch him go to the right, we hear in the dark.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, go on. Hurry, bring his checkbook before he falls asleep.
Now you look to your left. Look to your left, like that's where you just heard that from her, Vasily. Look to your left, the other left. You're looking to the right now. Yeah.
Because I'm looking at myself.
Yeah, there, right. Oh, right there. And then you look back that way, and then we black you out, and that's the button of the scene.
Okay, great.
Does that make sense to you?
It makes sense to me. I don't know for Vasily, does it?
Vasily, does that make sense? So John's going to get up, and he's going to move to the right. So what's your last line,
You wanna
John?
do it? Let me do it again. Yeah.
All right, here we go.
No, hold on for a second, Bill.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. If John's getting up and is going to his right, to me it's going to be to my left. So
No, it's not. No, it's not. Your right shoulder is his right shoulder. Trust me. Watch this. I'll watch it.
But
Here
I
we go.
saw him. I saw him.
You saw what?
No, he's going on his right, and I'm following. So I'm following this way.
Okay. All right. So then let's.
From my perspective, so I have to watch the opposite way when I hear.
Sure,
Yeah. Okay.
And come to think of it, that won't be a bad thing either. Will it, Dora?
No, sir. Well, go on. Hurry, bring him his checkbook before he falls asleep.
And blackout. Good. Nice, V. That's good. That's clear. That tells the story.
Yeah,
That's good.
thank you.
Yep. All right. We're going to go back. We're going to do the very last scene in Act 1.
All right.
Grandma with Alzheimer's.
Okay.
Oh. Yeah, I just had it.
It's on page 41. If that
Thank
helps.
you.
My 41.
So I've been listening and watching. Next week, what we're going to do is we're going to run all of Act 1 next week.
Okay.
All right. We're going to run Act 1 and we will go over these transitions. So that's why I want to run through this one more time, because this is a complicated little scene. I just want to give us one track on this so we'll have more time to work on it next week. Act 1, when we run through, it's only going to be about 45 minutes. So then we'll have the rest of the evening to work on all the problems in Act 1. And then next week, the week after that, we will do Act 2.
Okay.
Okay? All right, here we go. And
I've got the plates, Mrs. Driscoll. You've got your hands full with that turkey. We're ready, everybody. Come on in.
We should.
Whose line is, did we added a line here? Now turn that off. Yes.
Yeah, it's, oh, yeah, it's the, right, the music is on, right? I mean, we're using that Thanksgiving song. So the song's playing and the song's playing, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
because we couldn't sing on this.
You
thing.
all be off until she says, everybody come?
Yes, we should.
Yeah,
yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Sorry, my thing.
No, take your time. This is why I want to run over this, because technically it's a fucking nightmare.
Are we starting over or?
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's music playing, right? That's what makes this transition happen. And
I've got the thanks, Mrs. Driscoll. You've got your hands full with that turkey. Ready, everybody, come on in. I say Stu, now turn that off.
who says the line?
I think it's Nancy's line. Now turn that off. Yes.
How about you do it?
No, you do it, I think.
Mark Stu.
It's you,
Who?
John.
You,
Me?
John.
John.
Yeah, because you're in charge of it all,
Yeah, that
so,
makes sense.
Oh, okay.
right?
I have it written in, but I had no recollection that it was me. Okay.
Well, I know, I don't know whether you guys realize this or not, but we haven't seen each other in 3 weeks, so.
Right.
I knew that this was going to be a, sort of a stutter night that way, because we're just coming back to something that we were very involved in.
Yeah.
I'm very pleased with the result of all that, but I just want to remind you, we haven't seen each other in 3 weeks.
I don't know why I say yes. Now turn that off. Yes.
Right, because the music will be playing. You see, it's the sense of everybody's running around in the house and over the top. Now turn that off, and then we got. All right, here we go. Music's playing.
I've got the thanks, Mrs. Driscoll. You've got your hands full with that turkey. We're ready, everybody. Come on in.
Now turn that off. Yes. Now, Mother, I want you to sit next to me. What's the matter, Mother?
I'm not quite sure where I am.
Well, you're here, Mother, in your own dining room. This is your table, and here are your chairs, and here's the china you got on your trip to England, and here's the silver-handled carving knife, which Father used to use.
Oh, yes. But who are these people? I'm not quite sure who these people are.
It's me, Mother, Stuart, your son. And here's Fred, and Ben, and Nancy, and Beth. We're all here, Mother. It's Nancy. I'll get the turkey.
It is? Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking at a different line. I'll get the turkey. It'll help her focus.
Yes. Mrs. Driscoll is here, Mother, right in the kitchen where she's always been. And your grandchildren, all your grandchildren were here. Don't you remember? They ate first at the children's table, and now they're out in the back playing touch football. You watch them, Mother.
Oh, yes.
And look, Mother, here's Nancy with the turkey. Put it right over there, Nancy. See, Mother? Isn't it a beautiful bird? And I'm going to carve it just the way Father did and give you a small piece of the breast and a dab of dressing, just as always, Mother.
Just as always.
And Fred will have the drumstick. Am I right, Fred? And Beth gets the wishbone. And Ben ends up with the Pope's nose. Am I right, Ben?
You bet.
Oh, save some for Mrs. Driscoll.
I always do, Nancy. Mrs. Driscoll likes the second joint.
This is all very nice, but I think I'd like to go home.
You are home, Mother. You've lived here for 52 years.
54.
forever.
Ben, pass this plate down to Mother.
Thank you very much, but I really think it's time to go.
Uh-oh.
Mother,
Dear,
Will someone drive me home, please? I don't think I'm supposed to be standing. I'm so.
Yeah, no, you are supposed to stand.
Will someone drive me home, please?
what will
I live at 18 Summer Street with my mother and sisters.
what will we do?
it's not there now, Mother. Don't you remember? We drove down. There's a big building there now.
Thank you very, very, very much for asking me. Thank you for having me in your house. Thank you so much.
Mother, I'm Fred. I'm your son.
Isn't that nice? And thank you. I've had a perfectly lovely time. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. And I've been absolutely lovely. Thank you, thank you.
Quickly, let's sing to her.
Sing.
She likes singing. We used to sing to her whenever she got upset. Fred, Ben, quickly, over here.
No, I can't find my gloves. Where would my gloves be? I can't go without my gloves.
What song? I can't remember any of the songs.
Sure you can. Come on, come on.
Oh, I need my gloves.
Oh, good. Let's hold, Mel. So I think that seems to me like where you should stand up is
Yeah.
going to look for your gloves.
Standing before I stood too soon.
Yeah.
I have stand on. Isn't that nice? Thank you, thank you. I've had a perfectly lovely time. Is where I have myself standing.
Okay. And was that where you stood the last time? This time that we
No, just now I stood too early.
Okay, good. That's what it felt like to me. So let's
Yeah.
go back before your stand. So tell everybody where you want to go to, where you want to start. What page, what line?
Me?
Yeah.
I would like to start bottom of page 42 with Stuart saying, and Fred will have the drumstick and all that. Do you see
Everybody see that?
Yes, bottom of the page.
Yeah, and remember how we're going to acknowledge, like, and John's got the drumstick, yeah, and so we keep the characters. All right, here we go. That's where we're going to start. Let's go.
And Fred will have the drumstick. Am I right, Fred? And Beth gets the wishbone, and Ben ends up with the Pope's nose. Am I right, Ben?
You bet.
Oh, and save some for Mrs. Driscoll.
I always do, Nancy. Mrs. Driscoll likes the second joint.
This is all very nice, but I think I'd like to go home.
You are home, Mother. You've lived here 52 years.
Forever.
But 54.
Ben, pass this plate down to Mother.
Well, thank you very much, but I really think it's time to go home.
Uh-oh.
Mother.
Will someone drive me home, please? I live at 18 Summer Street with my mother and my sisters. Somebody.
What will we do?
It's not there now, Mother. Don't you remember? We drove down. There's a big building there now.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you so much for asking me. Thank you for having me in your house. Thank you so much.
Mother, I'm Fred, your son.
Well, isn't that nice, dear? Thank you. And I've had a perfectly lovely time. I thank you. Thank you so much. It's been absolutely lovely. Thank you. Thank you. Now.
Quickly, let's sing to her.
Sing.
She likes singing. We used to sing to her whenever she'd get upset. Fred, Ben, quickly, over here.
Now I can't find my gloves. Where would my gloves be? I can't go without my gloves.
What song? I can't remember any of the songs.
Sure you can. Come on, listen.
Oh, I need my gloves. I need my hat.
As the blackbird in the spring, 'neath the willow tree.
Sad and pied, I heard him sing.
Sing of Laura Lee.
Orally, made of
golden
hair. Sunshine came along with thee, and swallows in the air.
Oh, I love music. Every person in our family could play a different instrument.
She's coming around. In thy blush the rose was born, music when you spake.
Through thine azure eye they mourn.
Sparkling seem to break.
Orally, made of golden hair.
Sunshine came along with thee, and swallows in the air.
That was absolutely lovely.
Oh, thank you, Mother.
But now I simply have got to go home. For my carriage, please. And someone find my hat and gloves. It's very late, and my mother gets very nervous if I'm not home in time for tea.
Fred, Ben, we'll drive her down and show her everything. The new office complex where her house was, the entrance to the thruway, the new Howard Johnson's motel, everything. And she'll see that nothing's there at all.
I'll bring the car around.
I'll get her coat.
Yeah, I'm coming too.
We'll just have to go through the motions.
It was scary.
I know it.
I suddenly feel so precarious.
It could happen to all of us.
Yeah. You know what I'd like?
Hmm?
A good stiff drink.
I'm with you.
Oh, but Mrs. Driscoll could use a drink too.
I bet she could.
Let's go out and ask her.
Mrs. Driscoll?
Let's.
All right.
Yeah, let's go and have a good stiff drink with Mrs. Driscoll, and then dig into this turkey and help her with the dishes, and then figure out how to get to the rest of the goddamn day.
Can I ask a
Okay.
question? Did we cut lines there?
Yes, there were, Cindy,
So no, but are they permanently cut or they just were
no,
accidentally?
they were, and guess who walked, it could happen to us all. And Nancy says no, but as if it
As if we
didn't
didn't
as if it
exist.
didn't
Yeah.
exist, that whole
Oh, I'm
section.
sorry.
Okay,
Yeah, I skipped.
That's okay, honey. You've been sick.
I just
Yeah.
wanted to make sure, that's all.
Okay. Yeah, all right, come on back, everybody. Listen, here's a couple notes real quickly. Mel, I think one of the thing I'd love to see is you not wear glasses for this. It would be
Oh,
great.
yes, I'm
Yeah.
reading. I don't know the lines, so I was
Right.
reading.
One of the other things that I might think about for her costume would be that would read on screen would be if you have, you know, like necklaces and, you know,
I'll show you what I actually have. I have this wonderful hat, which is really,
yeah, but she wouldn't wear a hat at the dinner. Actually,
I think she would. And she's,
oh, yeah, yeah. There's just, oh, yeah, yeah, it makes,
it's a real piece. And she says, "Where's my hat?" And I think
Yeah.
it's really funny.
oh, I think that's great, Mel. That's just great.
Yes. And let me show you, I have a sparkly jacket that I think she might wear.
Mel, I think it's time for you to do a solo show.
Oh, it
Oh,
is.
my
Yeah.
goodness.
Show up your son.
Yes, I have this, can you see this? This
Oh,
jacket
God, that's
Oh,
great.
with
and-
pearls.
And Pearl, I was just gonna say that. I was just gonna say that's perfect.
Yeah.
That's
Good.
great. Okay, that's great. So, good. John,
Yes, sir.
this is a note for everybody except Mel. So while she's out changing, I can give it to you. Just remember, everybody thinks they have the answer to bring her back and that it's completely possible to do that. So that when John says, listen, we'll drive her down to the thing, we'll show her everything that we know, we'll, you know, right there at the end of the scene, it's, I've got the solution. We can bring her back. You've all got to believe that, that you are going to be clear enough for her and it's all going to come back. You've all got to believe in that. Remember how we talked about that last time?
Right.
I did.
Right. Okay. So Mel, your next note, this is all very nice. What is this? I don't know what I meant by that.
The line, this is all very nice, but I've got to go, I want to go home.
Yeah. Is that where you get up or not?
No.
No. Okay. So when you do get up, Mel, when you get up, take a, like when you get up, you hear it and then like,
Okay, good.
right,
Yes.
right. So it keeps you in animation and action.
Good, good,
Okay.
good. Yes.
Good. Love the music. Complete. Yeah. Oh, Mel. You know that moment when they're all through singing.
Yes.
I want to see you in complete bliss, in complete joy. You know what I mean? A side of her we never see any other time in that scene of her.
Okay.
Like it does bring it back. And I almost like you to try to sing along in the last verse. We don't have to, even if I just see you moving your mouth, it would be great.
Okay. I
Okay?
was moving my mouth, but you couldn't see it?
A little bit. I think that's probably where I got the idea. So a little more.
Okay.
Yeah. John, you got that? And also realize, Mel, when you leave, when you walk off, you don't have to walk off. You can just click off your screen.
Okay.
Right? So then we know you're gone for good and we're all chasing you and that you're not going to come back. Okay, great. Okay, kids. Boy, we got a lot done tonight. I really
Wow.
feel, I really think we went through. That's why I really feel confident that we can go through all of Act 1 next week, you know, and try to put that all together. Do any of you have any questions that before we adjourn?
Actually, I have one with the grandfather scene. How old did you say Vasily was?
Vasily's like 17.
Okay, then it makes sense, because he's got that line where he says, I went down to the club. And I think at one point you were gonna have him 10 years old or something. And I'm like,
Oh,
how
no.
how did he get to the club?
No.
I have
Oh.
a question, which I don't think anyone will really be able to answer, but
Oh, good.
with the Jim and I think her name is Meg.
Yeah.
Scene,
Right.
I'm not sure where she lives because originally I thought, well, she has just come home with the kids from somewhere maybe far away on a plane or driven by car several hundred miles.
Yes.
But where are they staying now when she says, well, we'll sleep?
You're staying in the house.
Right, but where? Because he's telling me about the maids' rooms are being closed off and I'll have to sleep in the guest room. I mean, if I
I
was
see.
staying there, I'd already know.
Or did you just get there?
So does
Yeah,
she?
maybe you're just there for the day. You just arrived. I like the idea that you came in a car and
Right.
you just arrived there that day.
Don't I
Yes.
have a line that you, from the moment you got, do I say the moment you got off the plane or is it something else?
That's right. I say the
Say
moment.
the plane.
Oh, no, I don't say plane. I say the moment I got here. I don't say where I came from.
But I say, it seems like everybody's been talking continuously and simultaneously. Let me see here.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, since the moment you got off the plane. So you flew
okay.
here.
Right. Yeah. And
Okay.
so this is your arrival day. So
So I
that's
just haven't had time to unpack or do anything.
good. So just don't think that we can't answer any question that you have. I just,
Yeah. I was gonna say,
That's important.
this could even have been a surprise visit.
yeah. Yeah. Oh, well, yeah, it could have been a surprise visit. Yes, it could have been.
We're at the airport or we're on our way, you
Where
know.
do I think I'm going to sleep tonight?
Maybe you're plan to stay in a hotel tonight.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I think it's very complicated. It's so complicated.
No, just
Don't
make
even
it simple.
know.
Will you, Jim? Will you just make it simple for Christ's sake?
A lot of things.
And let
Oh,
her
well-
stay.
We'll
All
throw up some tents in the backyard. It'll be okay.
You know how you notice how we laugh. I just want you guys to be aware of how much we laugh when one of you guys comes up and makes a new decision about how you look or what you're going to do or what you're going to add to it, how much it makes us laugh. And I just want you to realize it's those little details that will bring such a uniqueness to this piece. And I just can't express to you how much I want you to continue to try to make those decisions for yourself. Those are decisions that oftentimes actors come into me in rehearsal and go, what should I be wearing? I mean, should we talk, you know? And really the actors that I love come in and say, you know what, this costume that the costumer gave me is just wrong. You know, I love that because it means that they've thought about who they are and what they're wearing, and those tiny little details make a difference.
Make a huge difference, I think.
Yeah, they make a huge difference, and especially on Zoom. So
but I also like what you just said about, you know, we bring something out and everybody laughs.
yeah,
And that is so important because you only will laugh if you trust people. If you, you know, it's safe to laugh. And
it is. It's true.
I feel a great sense of trust with everyone here that
I
I
know.
try something and it might fall on its face, but it doesn't matter because everybody knows what everybody is trying to do. They're trying their best to make it work, and
Yeah.
it just feels good.
And it kind of, when we do laugh, I think it kind of is a signal that it is working.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I can't help myself. Oh, when I see something that I've seen 10 times and I see something else again and it's brand new after I've seen it 10 times, nothing makes me laugh more than that. I just love that. I just keep that in mind. Have fun playing with this. You've got about 6 weeks before you have to fire off here, or 5 weeks. So just keep that in mind. Also, great work tonight. Really, we'll do all Act 1 next week. And if you can remember, I still have a slot open for tomorrow night's class and one the next night. If you know anybody or want anything, I could use your help. So thank you all so much. Act 1 next week.
Good.
Hey,
Yeah, be
Cindy,
square.
so good
night,
to have you back.
everyone.
Oh,
Bye-bye.
Good night. So glad to have
Welcome
you
back.
back, Cindy.